Well, whoever thought up the last 15 minutes was responsible for the last 15 minutes. An utter shambles. Should go away now and lock himself in a darkened room. This game should have kicked off 2.5 minutes ago. We've still got to get the sheets off the pitch. What a calamity that was. The troops trying to put those together. Did you see them trying to roll out the red carpet as Abide With Me was being sung?
Well, I hope they don't make the bed as slowly. It's absolutely so far behind, and the players, Alan, just want to go out there and play, and the fans want the game to start. It's a late enough kick-off to start with, but as you say, whoever's organised it got it totally wrong.
Well, at least we do have, it's not just my opinion, the best referee in the country in charge, Mark Clattenburg. He's always been recognised as of the highest quality by UEFA. Why it took the FA to wake up to his ability quite this long is beyond my comprehension.
Oh, I totally agree. I think he's very good. He has a bit of banter with the players. He's not rushing to get his cards out in every little tackle. He says to players who he thinks will fall in line around, get up. And I think that's what players like.
The two teams. First of all, Crystal Palace. The goalkeeper is Hennessy. The defence is Ward, Dan, Delaney and Soiree. Then we got three in midfield, Jedinak, Cabaye and MacArthur. And on the flanks beside those three, we've got Saha on the right, Balassi on the left, and then Wickham is the one out-and-out striker. A 4-5-1 formation, that's what we're anticipating. Manchester United's goalkeeper is the imperious David De Gea. Their defence, Valencia, Smalling, Blint and Rocco, then Carrick and Fellaini, then Mata, Rooney and Martial, and finally Rashford. Was it only 26 years ago when I was sitting in a different Wembley Stadium, but in the commentary position with Mike Ingham, watching Crystal Palace kick off against Manchester United? It was a lovely sunny day, as I recall it, and it was a great game of football. It finished 3-3 after extra time. The Thursday replays, we welcome listeners to BBC World Service. The Thursday replay, not quite as good a game, settled by Lee Martin, who scored the only goal critically for the then plain Alex Ferguson, the yet to become Sir Alex Ferguson, and that was because of all the triumphs, all the trophies in the years that followed for Manchester United. So United are wearing white shirts, black shorts and white socks. Palace in a regular strip of red and blue stripes, blue shorts, blue socks. The referee just having a word with Jedinak. He's glancing towards his line, looks once more at his watch, and finally, I make it 5 minutes late. The 2016 FA Cup final gets underway, and immediately Crystal Palace rush forward. The ball goes out of play, and it will be a throw-in to Manchester United. Valencia, this winger turned right back. He's a right back today. He takes the throw-in for United. Towards Fellaini, there was a hand wafted in the direction of the ball. Soiree and Mark Clattenburg nearby said handball, free kick.
Well, they're trying to run the ball from the kick-off. Balassi picks it up, runs across the field, runs it straight out of play. I think they're going to be very positive. Alan Pardew's key is trying to get them to settle and play. They're really pumped up, Palace. You can see that this is a massive game for the club, and the players have just got to try and relax a little bit and enjoy the game and enjoy the ball.
Well, back in 1990, unquestionably Manchester United were favourites, but the Palace team then strike me like the Palace team today. They're hungry for success. Only their second FA Cup final in relation to Manchester United's 19th. That equals the record currently held by Arsenal. The ball is out and it's a throw for Crystal Palace. Soiree, the left back, throws rashly to Valencia, and then it's on to Rooney and flicked to the far side of the field. Back heel to Rocco, to Rooney, playing in this deeper role for Manchester United. Looking for Rashford. It might break for Rooney again. No, it doesn't. It's cleared by Dan over the halfway line, brought immediately under control by Blint, and Blint plays it back to his goalkeeper De Gea.
It's interesting, and we thought Cabaye would be the one nearest to Connor Wickham up front, but it's actually MacArthur who's actually played behind the striker, and Cabaye sitting in a deeper role.
MacArthur, the only FA Cup winner in the Palace ranks. He won, of course, with Wigan Athletic. That was quite a famous day. Such an upset. Palace aim to upset Manchester United here at Wembley. And now the ball is with United, down the near side of the field. They're right, with Mata, on to Fellaini. Fellaini, level with the edge of the Palace penalty area, plays it back to Valencia. And it goes to Michael Carrick. Carrick, like this man, Rooney, has never won an FA Cup winner's medal for Manchester United. That's a good ball forward by Rooney. In the end, it just bounced slightly ahead of Valencia. It wasn't quite as good a ball as I thought it was, and it's behind for a goal.
Yeah, good ball, Rooney, good spot, great run by Valencia. And Zaha's obviously got to watch that today. Bolasie, whoever's on the left, when they keep swapping, they've got to look at that, because the fullbacks love to get four for Man United. And as you say, on the surface, just got that little bit of wet on it and it just skidded out. But Manchester United, confident start.
Most of the noise coming from the Crystal Palace fans. Substantially to our right, but it's such a rare occasion for them, an FA Cup final. The United supporters have seen this all so often before. Palace on the attack, the ball played towards Bolasie down the left side, and Bolasie's going to get there. Really should have been cleared by Valencia. Bolasie to the left of the penalty area, crosses with his right foot, hits Mata and goes behind for a corner to Palace.
Well, they're very dangerous at set pieces. You can see the two centre forwards going forward now. Two centre halves, sorry. Cabaye normally very reliable on his deliveries, so Manchester United are going to have to defend well.
Set piece threat from Dan and Delaney in particular. The corner from the near side of the field. That's the Palace left hand side. It's going to be played in right footed in front of the bulk of Manchester United fans, away to our left. There it goes, in towards the goalkeeper. Good catch by De Gea.
Yeah, a little bit of first corner. Cabaye still haven't settled yet, Palace. They still look a little bit nervous, a little bit they need just to get a few passes on the ball. Manchester United have settled very quickly.
Here's Martial into Michael Carrick, and Carrick in the centre circle plays it towards the near side, and Mata down the Manchester United right. He's stayed wide at the moment, Mata, but I think he always prefers to play more in the central midfield position. Now Carrick has caught in possession, ball taken off by Cabaye. Cabaye over the halfway line. Carrick is hustling him, and he's helped out by Valencia. Valencia wins it, and it only goes to Rashford. Rashford rushes down this right side. Suarez pushing him, and Suarez ultimately put off the 18-year-old, and the fullback clears it into Manchester United territory, where it's brought under control by Wickham, but then it was a loose pass from Conor Wickham. But ultimately it's a foul there on Michael Carrick by Cabaye. That's a free kick to Manchester United.
As I say, Manchester United started the game very well. They just looked very relaxed, passing the ball around very, very well. Palace at the minute using a lot of energy trying to get it back, but when they get it, they just can't relax on it.
It's a good ball down the left side for Manchester United, and this is promising from Rocco, and then Rocco is tackled. The ball squirts behind for a corner to Manchester United.
Yeah, again, good movement by Manchester United this time. Get a late challenge and goes out for the corner. We're getting the benefit of replay. I just thought Hennessy could have possibly kept that in. He was very slow reacting.
Well, I didn't quite know why he was slow to react, but you're quite right. The corner's taken short. Pass for asleep. Matters inside the penalty area. Now it's played wide again to Blint. Blint onto his right foot. Curls it in deep. Fellaini is there. Headed up by a Palace defender. Out comes Hennessy, and the Welshman catches the ball.
Yeah, quick corner. Bright corner there on the left, isn't it? And ball at the far post. Fellaini thinks he's going to get it. But yes, it's all Manchester United at the moment.
Well, he does carry a terrific aerial threat, Fellaini. I think he's has such nuisance value that Van Gaal loves putting him in the team. I don't think opposition like playing against him.
I think he's had to today, Alan. The set pieces, Palace are very strong up.
The only thing missing from the occasion is that Palace eagle, but they had a huge banner to the right in the 30 minutes before kick-off portraying an eagle. Palace have a throw-in, squander it, and now it's with Rooney on to Rashford on the far side of the field. Rashford gets to the ball halfway inside the Palace half, takes on the defender into the penalty area, goes down under the challenge, but it was a fair challenge even at the concession of a corner.
Well, that's what you don't want. You don't want to be isolated. Delaney especially doesn't want to be isolated one-on-one with Rashford or Martial. This time it was Rashford, drives for the byline, loses his balance, and he just gets a saving tackle. Corner again.
Nearly 7 minutes played. Again it's taken short by Blint to Mata, the corner. Now back to Rocco. Rocco, a few yards to the left of the penalty area, to Mata. The fullback once more. Rocco a little sluggish to move forward. He's being faced by Ward. Ultimately, the cross was blocked, and it's another corner to Manchester United. I think it's the third in the first 7 minutes.
I think they've started very well, Man United, very relaxed, moving the ball very quickly.
If they ever get the ball back, that is, from the 6-yard box. A discussion going on between Rocco and Smalling and Fellaini on the edge of the Palace penalty area, just to the right of the D. Blint, I wonder will he hit it long this time, the corner kick. I think it is going to be long. There it goes, left-footed, very deep, looking for Smalling. Smalling jumped but didn't make any contact with the ball. Rooney met it outside the penalty area. Rooney gets past his marker, Balassi. Rooney now, in from the corner flag. Crosses very deep, invites Mata to almost volley the ball forward, but it's good control by the Spaniard. There's the cross, out comes Hennessy, good catch.
Yeah, Hennessy, that's 2 good catches he's came, that'll give him a lot of confidence. But Palace at the minute just can't put 3 passes together and the ball's just coming back.
You're listening to 5 Live in the World Service on the BBC. Earlier on the programme, you'll have heard Hibs 3, Rangers 2. Terrific win, deserved win for Hibernian, but trouble at the end on the pitch at Hampden Park, initially involving Hibs supporters, then supporters from both sides, and it was not very clever, let's say. There will be repercussions for that. Manchester United have a throw-in on this near side, their right, in the first half. Valencia's going to take it, and Palace have settled down a little bit now. They began anxiously. Valencia's throw to Mata, back to Blint.
I think sometimes, Alan, you've done your homework on the opposition and you think more about what you've got to do when you haven't got the ball, and you actually forget to play. And at the minute, you've got to say that's what Palace are doing. They're well organised, well drilled, filling the gaps they've been asked, getting close to players they've been asked to mark. But when they've got the ball, they've forgot to play.
One United centre-back, Blint, plays it to the other, Smalling, and Smalling refuses to give the ball initially to Fellaini. Now he does give it to the Belgian, takes the return pass, and now Rooney. He's certainly begun the game very deep. He's still short of the halfway line at the moment. Glides the ball towards the right side. Valencia keeps it in play, heading it back to Mata. Mata into Rashford. Rashford wide to Valencia. Rashford was caught there. Good refereeing. Played the advantage, did Mark Clattenburg. United still in possession. Rooney to Martial. On to Rocco. And Rocco back inside to Rooney. Rooney to Rashford, and it's back to Rashford. Chance for Rashford. The blocking challenge came in from Suarez. The ball flicked high, and it's behind for a corner.
Well, Manchester United's got to capitalise on all his possession they're getting. Playing some lovely football, one-touch football, great 1-2 there. Rashford just gets closed down just as he's going to strike on target. But it's all Manchester United at the moment, and they've got to capitalise on this. 10
minutes played. Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0. Corner to United yet again from the left side. Blint to take it, and Blint plays it in deliberately to Mata. I think that was an attempted shot rather than a cross. It hit a defender, Suarez, and it's behind for another corner.
And I think it's Zaha who's trying to block that near post off, but he was about 8 yards away from the byline, so it was very easy to hit Mata in the 6-yard box. He's got to look over his shoulder and see where he is.
They're not picking up Mata at these corners. Now Zaha is a bit closer to him this time. Blint plays it long into Fellaini. Fellaini's glancing header was well wide of goal.
That is a great chance, by the way. It was a diving header. He goes down low to it, and you'd expect him really gets there before his marker. You've got to hit the target. He's missed it completely.
Manchester United 11 times winners of the FA Cup, but the last occasion they won it was in 2004, and they haven't been in the final for 9 years. That's a big absence for a club of their pedigree.
It is. It's very surprising.
Hennessy with a goal kick for Palace, who haven't had a sniff of an opportunity yet. The goal kick crosses the halfway line temporarily, headed back by Smalling, and now Suarez plays it out to Balassi, and Balassi has the pace to trouble Valencia, but he couldn't have the wit on that occasion to get past the fullback. Instead it's out for a Palace throw-in, which Suarez takes it back from Jedinek. Suarez hits it forward. Smalling brings it half under control initially, then he hooks it away right-footed, high towards Fellaini, who's beaten in the air by Jedinek, and now it's taken down by MacArthur. MacArthur flicks it on untidily, straight to those in white shirts, and then Kabai's in there. He backfields the ball out of play. It's a very scrappy period of play just now. Early thoughts from Phil Neville.
Yeah, well, I think United have started absolutely fantastic. They've controlled possession. We spoke about Bolasie and Zaha before the game, but Valencia and Rocco, every time United get the ball, are taking them all the way back into the United final third, which means that Bolasie and Zaha have had no chances at the moment. Palace look nervous.
Here's Rooney, again hovering around the halfway line, plays it back to Carrick, on it goes to Rocco on the far side, into Rashford, the 18-year-old. Rashford to Rooney in the centre circle, and Rooney, loose pass from the United captain, played it straight to Bolasie. Bolasie runs into the United half, hits it long, looking for Wickham. It's a glancing header back by Blint, and De Gea did well to scramble behind, make sure it didn't go behind for a corner.
Well, the ball was on for Bolasie. I don't think he was going for Conor Wickham. I think he saw the run of Zaha on the right hand side, but he mishit it, and Blint gets his head on it. It goes back to De Gea, who slays to keep it in. But again, I'd just like to see Palace get their foot on the ball and have 4 or 5 passes. Just move the ball around and enjoy it a little bit and relax.
Well, their fans are enjoying it, let's say. They haven't stopped dancing and singing away to our right, bouncing up and down. Oh, the atmosphere at the moment coming from the Crystal Palace supporters. Here's Wayne Rooney, and Rooney again loose with his pass. Kebay hits it forward, Kebay gets it back off Carrick. Kebay holds off Wayne Rooney, but can't get the pass to Zaha on the far side of the field, and Zaha's involvement so far has been non-existent. The body language, 45 minutes, I say 45 minutes ago was longer than that, but a quarter to 4 indicated he wasn't playing. But he's playing. Well, he's out there. Now here's Valencia for Manchester United to Juan Mata and Michael Carrick. Rooney to his left. The pass goes right instead to Mata, and now it's with Wayne Rooney halfway inside the Palace half. Leaves it for Carrick. Inevitably it comes back to Rooney. Rooney shoots from long range, took a deflection. Hennessy was troubled, couldn't hold on to the ball, but he dived to save it, got it in the second attempt.
He made a bit of a mess of it. Wasn't the greatest shot by Wayne Rooney's big deflection off Jedinek, and Hennessy goes down and then he palms it away, and it takes forever to get up and pick it up.
He could have been in real trouble there. Here's Wickham heading the ball on. Zaha chases after it. Zaha fouled the fullback off, and it's a free kick.
They just can't get the wingers into the game. They can't get up the field, Palace, because they can't put 3 passes together.
We're talking about Zaha before kick-off and whether or not he played. It's a huge disappointment for Bunchen that he hasn't started the game.
And I think looking at it at the minute, and Pardew probably thought Bunchen would have been better playing behind Wickham, because he does get on the ball and he looks after the ball. At the minute he's got 3 central midfield players, and they just basically can't get their foot on the ball. Carrick and Rooney are dominating the midfield.
Carrick finds Mata into Rashford. Rashford did a neat little dummy there, runs past 2 Palace players, not the third one, but it breaks for United again. Fellaini back to Mata. Mata let it roll past his body, taking out MacArthur in the same movement. Now it's with Blint in an attacking position, crosses high towards Fellaini. Fellaini heads it down. Rashford inside the penalty area. Fellaini again, and Fellaini back to Carrick and Rooney. United need to penetrate as well as pass. Here's Rooney again. Mata poised to run forward. Good slick ball towards Rocco, and Rocco's cross not the best. Bounces once and through to Hennessy.
That was an unbelievable, fantastic pass by Wayne Rooney. Spotted the run inside the foot, just bends it round. Rocco goes wide, makes the run. Rooney spots it inside the centre half and full-back. He should have done a lot better, the full-back, when he got there.
What he's playing today, Wayne Rooney, I think increasingly he's reconciling himself to playing in that much deeper role. Not just for Manchester United, but for England.
I think for England that's where he's going to start.
I'm sure he'll start for England, but there has to be room too for Dele Alli and Vardy or Kane or both of them. Here's Carrick for Manchester United. Disappointed that he's not in the England squad. Now on to Rooney and Blint, back to Carrick. 16 and a half minutes gone, 0-0. Crystal Palace and Manchester United here at Wembley. On it goes to Mata down the right side. Rashford's a few yards infield. Mata goes past Rashford, passes the ball back to Martial, and now it's taken up by Wayne Rooney, the captain. Rooney goes forward, a little bit of pace from Wayne Rooney, and then he lost it rather casually to Delaney, and it should be played away by MacArthur. Good ball by MacArthur to the halfway line. Fed to Wickham. Has Wickham got the pace to beat Smalling? Smalling falls over. Wickham goes down. Wickham regains his footing into the penalty. He's still going. I think the referee's already blown his whistle. But it'll be interesting to see what happens now to Smalling. He's got to be booked. He's got to be booked here. Or is he going to book Wickham?
Well, what's he give? Is it a free kick to Palace? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's Smalling who's booked.
Connor Wickham must have some pace because Smalling's very quick. It was a great race. Wickham opens his legs and then Smalling goes to ground, brings him down. For me, he should have played on.
Well, do you know
He should have
something?
played on.
There's an argument that he was brought down as the last man. I know Blint was herring back to get into a defensive position, but if Wickham hadn't got down there, he was clean through.
Yeah, he's got a case.
So, free kick to Crystal Palace. Nearly 18 minutes gone here at Wembley. Still 0-0, Palace and Manchester United. Kavai is going to take this free kick, right-footed. Now, it's from the left side of the penalty area as Palace look at it. So he can swirl this in, hoping to find a head, but also knowing that it might bounce awkwardly in front of the head. There it goes. Brickheader on the head, pushes the ball over the crossbar for a corner.
I think it's Bolasie who gets his head on it. I don't think he meant it to hit Bolasie, I've got to say. It's the first man, he just glances it on, top of his head, and it's a comfortable save. De Gea, reaction save, straight at him, just punches it over the crossbar, corner.
Kapai's going to take it when the ball comes back to him, as it does now. Well, there hasn't been much of an attacking threat so far, Crystal Palace, but they'll be heartened by the incidents over the last couple of minutes. Kabai signals, plays the corner short to the edge of the penalty area, gets it back, and now he crosses right-footed towards the far post, straight under the head of the Belgian Fellaini, who heads it clear, drops to Bolasie. Bolasie forward to Kabai once more, and Kabai swings across to the far side, but it was behind his intended target and it's out of play. The question is, in Mark Clattenburg's mind, did he have to think, was that yellow or red?
Well, you've got Denny Blint coming back across, look there. Oh, he's come across now, so I wouldn't say it was at the time, I wouldn't say it was a goal scoring opportunity if it was me refereeing. He's given the yellow. I think that was enough.
Phil Neville's sitting about 10 yards to our right, something like that. Phil, what did you think of that?
Well, I think first and foremost, Mark Clattenburg was too eager to blow his whistle. He should have just played on. I think Daley Blind was in a good position to cover, so I don't think it was a red card. It was a poor decision from Mark Clattenburg.
Okay, well, we faced it in the skies before kick-off, but every referee can make a mistake.
That was a hard one to call.
It was difficult. Another Palace corner, this time from the right side. 20 minutes played at Wembley, we await the first goal. As from the left, Kabai takes the corners from the right. And they've got Delaney and Dan up there, as well as Bolasie, who got a header in the last one. It's played in very deep. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, Blint maybe was pushed over there. Wickham was involved, and the referee gives a free kick to Manchester United.
Well, there's a lot of bodies in here as it comes in. Look, they're not even looking at the ball, both of them. Look, he just throws Daley Blind out the way. He's got his eyes on the ball. Daley Blind's not even looking at the corner. Well, they always give the defender the benefit of the doubt.
Just think players should concentrate on the ball, whether they're attacking or defending. He's grappling in the penalty area. He really is getting a pain in the backside. Free kick taken by De Gea from Manchester United. Goes into the Palace half, and here is Delaney just chipping the ball towards Wickham. Wickham flicked it on in the direction of MacArthur, cleared by Manchester United, and now they've got it back in the centre circle. It's with Blint. Blint complained there, he got a kick in the ankle. I think Mark Clattenburg was playing the advantage. United were in possession. Here's Michael Carrick to Blint, the Dutchman, and he moves forward slowly towards the halfway line. Rocco's there, and the pass goes to the left back. Infield, it's Marshall. Marshall tried to backheel the ball to Rashford, didn't quite come off, but United retained possession. It's with Carrick in the centre circle. And on now to Mata. Manchester United unquestionably the better side in this opening quarter of the game. Now Valencia to Mata into the penalty. Can't get the ball back, and then he shoots goals. Left footed. Good save by Hennessy.
Very good fortune for Mata. 1-2 up to 2 Palace players still on the attack.
Still on the attack, Manchester United. And into the penalty, the ball goes and it runs kindly for Crystal Palace. and they clear it up to Wickham, but Wickham is rather isolated. Rooney for United, back to Carrick, and the Manchester United fans sense and expect that they're going to open the scoring here at Wembley. So far, Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0. It's played into the penalty area. It was chested back by Mata, cleared by Palace, and then that's a foul. That's a free kick to Manchester United. The offence was on Carrick.
Well, just going back a couple of minutes, good save. Mata, a good bit of fortune there. Comes off two Palace players, falls to his feet. Mata tries to bend it in that far corner, and it's a good save by Hennessy, who pushes it away, but nobody following in, and they clear it. But you just think with Palace, Alan, I'm not sure playing Jedinek, MacArthur and Cabaye. You need him to push on another 20 yards onto Carrick and Rooney, because they're getting far too much ball.
Right, this free kick's in a central position. It's over 30 yards from goal. Rooney plays it in, and wide, and high. Goal kick. Here's John Murray.
Thanks, Alan. I suspect the plan from Alan Pardew is to start like this, with the thought of bringing Punchin on later on.
Maybe Sacco could come on the left here. There's a lot of options he's got on the bench going forward, but playing three in midfield, he'll say it's worked so far because it's 0-0, but I just think we should be 20 yards up the field, some of the midfield, and getting closer to Rooney and Carrick, who are just dominating the football.
Yeah, in these opening stages, just soak up whatever pressure there is from Manchester United, which they've just about been able to do so far. Fellaini had that chance from the header. It's a good chance, that, from the corner that he headed wide. A shot from Rooney that was rather scruffily saved, but then a very good save from Hennessy, I thought, when Juan Mata ended up unexpectedly having a shot at goal from an angle. He got down very well to save that, Hennessy. So this is 5 Live and the World Service from the BBC. It's the FA Cup final. It's Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0. And the other talking point at the other end, when referee Clattenburg might have played an advantage, which is unusual for him. He very often takes every opportunity to play the advantage. I think when Smalling fouled Wickham, I think the referee didn't think that Wickham was going to get back to his feet, but he did. I think that was the problem. So still 0-0. Here is Mata, and now it finds its way to Valencia, the right back on the right-hand side. Manchester United playing from left to right in this first half. 1-2, Valencia, then with the cross into the face of Suarez, the full-back, who I think he's taken it right on the end of the nose, which is deflected it behind for the corner.
You've got good vision from here, John. Yeah, listen, good play again, Manchester United. I think they've played very well, Man United. Good spot, John, by the way. We saw the replay right on the end of the nose. Manchester United's played very well so far, where they've moved the ball. All right, maybe could have created a few better chances, but played very well.
Set piece, Fellaini obviously a danger here. Smalling is there, Rojo as well. And the corner from the right-hand side in front of all of the Crystal Palace fans. Blint swings it in, Fellaini with a header, but he glances it beyond the far post via a deflection from the player who was behind him. That was a chance, 5 yards out.
Was it Conor Wickham was marking him? But what a great ball. What a ball in by Mata, was it? He gets in front of him, it's Jedinek, then he gets just in front of him, is it? Oh, and he just glances it. He really should score from there.
Corner, Blint who took it from this side, and Blint has gone all the way over there to take it with his left foot. A single red balloon bobs around in front of us. There are lots more blue and red ones in the goal behind where Hennessy is defending. Corner then Manchester United. It's a high one, this one from Blint towards Fellaini, who's at the back post, who tries to chest it down, but Balassi was there to hook it away, and then it's whacked away downfield by Mila Jedinak, the bearded Crystal Palace captain, the first Australian to captain a team in the FA Cup final. Mila Jedinak, at the age of 31, very, very popular Crystal Palace player over the years. A long ball fired over the top down the left-hand side, aiming for Rojo. It was Joel Ward, the right back, who headed it out of play. Still 0-0. This is 5 Live, and we have with us for the commentary Chris Waddle, who's sitting next to us here. Chris played in 2 FA Cup finals, and a Manchester United FA Cup winner in Philip Neville. But it's Crystal Palace taking the ball away. Balassi smuggled it away from
Zaha gets it. No, Rojo gets it away. Martial, sorry. Yeah, Martial got great pace, didn't he? Zaha loses the ball. He pushes it across Martial, who basically sticks his arm out. Zaha goes down. Referee gives a free kick just over the halfway line.
Not really seen Zaha.
Can't get the ball, John. Can't get the ball. They push the Palace right back. He's picking the ball up, which I said before the game. You don't want your wingers picking the ball up 80 yards from your goal.
Free kick then to Crystal Palace after that foul by Martial on Zaha. Just inside the Manchester United half. Still goals. Here it is from Cabaye to the edge of the penalty area. Small, commanding header to win it against central defender Delaney on the edge of the United box. Palace now with Balassi on the left-hand side. Balassi drops his shoulder and shoots right-footed, but De Gea is able to go down. Got a good sight of that from the best part of 25 yards and gathered it very comfortably. The Manchester United Player of the Year yet again for the third consecutive season. Oh, Michael Carrick's given it away to Cabaye. Cabaye now to Wickham, just outside the D, on his left foot. Wickham drags the shot well wide and looks down at the Wembley turf.
It's 2 shots in a minute. Carrick giving it away, not like him, in a deep position. Gives it Connor Wickham, he gets a little bit excited more than anything, and he cuts inside, goes back on Smalling, goes right, left, then he hits it, he snatches at it with his left foot. You know, sometimes they try and hit it too hard, and this time it goes well wide.
Connor Wickham, who was signed from Sunderland at the start of the season. He's only scored 6 goals this season, but he's had several spells out with injury, and of course scored the decisive goal in the semi-final here against Watford. Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0.
I just wonder if Zaha's got a problem. It's a Sacco warm-up, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I just wonder if he's got a slight problem, Zaha.
Manchester United in the white shirts. United the away team, as it were, for this FA Cup final. It's played to the left-hand side. Rashford cutting in. Now it's Rooney, the United captain, 25 yards out, but he plays it back to Carrick, who then gives it back to his highly experienced teammate Rooney. And Crystal Palace have got everyone back behind the ball, but Carrick with a pass there to the edge of the area towards Rashford. Rashford back towards Rooney. Now a little touch from Rashford. He wanted a 1-2 with Mata, but Mata was rather on his heels there, and it was very congested anyway, and Palace whack it away downfield. Still goalless here in the 29th minute of this 135th FA Cup final. Already today, Hibernian have won the Scottish Cup for the first time since 1902. But some really, what sounded like really ugly scenes on the final whistle when the supporters came onto the field, and we'll have more on that at half-time. Manchester United with a ball down the left-hand side, but Rojo won't be able to reach that, and it's behind for a goal kick. So Hibs winners against Rangers in the Scottish Cup final. We know after the playoffs today that it'll be Saracens against Exeter at Twickenham next weekend. You'll hear that on 5 Live. England won the first test by an innings and 88 runs after bowling Sri Lanka out for 119 today. And more on that as well coming up. James Anderson took 10 wickets, and we'll have more at half-time as well on the big Super League weekend in Newcastle. But 0-0 here, half an hour played, and how do you feel it's gone so far, Chris?
I think Man United's dominated the football match, and alright, the odd occasion Palace have had a set piece, carry a threat, we know the size of them. In general, they've forgot to play. Palace, they've been well organised, well disciplined, but when they've had the ball, they've forgot to play. I'd like to see the midfield getting 20 yards up the field on top of Rooney and Carrick, and get the ball, get the 2 wingers a little bit high up the field. But so far, Man United's done everything but score.
Bit of wrestling by Rojo on Zaha, so it's a free kick taken quickly to Zaha on the right-hand side. Zaha against his old club, crosses into the middle looking for Wickham, but an important interception, a diving block from Chris Smalling, who did well there actually. It had the air of last ditch about it, but Wickham was getting ready to shoot there. He was pulling the trigger. Blint playing it away from his own penalty area, but hitting a long pass downfield, which is dealt with by Pape Souaré, the left back from Senegal. In that interview that our colleague John Southall did with Emmanuel Adebayor this week, he said that everybody would be following this game in Togo. He said that they'll be listening and watching in Senegal as well. And here is Zaha on the right-hand side for Crystal Palace. Zaha approaching the penalty area, goes for the cross, but I think it took a deflection there, and it's carried it to Mata outside the box. And Mata playing instead of Lingard, pulled the ball back, but actually fooled himself there as Balassi came in and conceded a throw-in.
I think he was very tempted to put the ball through Balassi's legs in a nutmeg, and he just changed his mind at the last moment.
A little bit of belated respect shown to Balassi, the North Londoner, at least that's where he grew up. Balassi, he has a cross from Souaré, but that's way beyond everyone inside the penalty area, and bounces. It's actually kept in by Blint on that far side, and then it's forced out of play for a throw into Manchester United on the far side. In this first half, the 2 sets of teams are attacking towards the opposite sets of supporters, if you like. So Manchester United are playing from left to right towards the end, where Martial scored that dramatic, very late winner against Everton here in the semi-final. And Ryan Giggs now, multiple FA Cup winner, is on the edge of the coaching area. Smalling just clearing away after Blint was beaten in the air by Wickham. Forward it comes for Crystal Palace again. Rooney stretches a leg and then gets it back and dances away from MacArthur. And then Rooney plays it out to the space on the right-hand side. But United still halfway inside their own territory here. Valencia comes almost to a stop, and then via a deflection plays it up towards Rashford, who slips away brilliantly from Delaney. Rashford now on the right-hand side. He's big in Suarez inside the penalty area. Step over, shoots it across, takes a deflection, and then the shot from the far side of the penalty area is deflected up and behind and wide by Martial for a corner.
Well, I think it's Ward who gets back, isn't it? Brilliant play, Rashford. Just a little turn, a little flick down the lane. Delaney really shouldn't be diving in like that. He gives them the time and space, few step overs, gets there.
And that was terrific from Rashford. Here's the corner then, the latest Manchester United corner. Blint aiming for Fellaini. Referee's whistle's gone for a foul. Fellaini points his fingers at his own chest as if to say, what? Me?
Well, I'm just getting a rerun of this. Rashford does ever so well, pulls it right across the goal. Martial hits it first time, and Ward just stands there and hits his knees and goes away for the corner.
So still 0-0, but Rashford there, the first chance for him to express himself. The impudence of youth, Chris, do you remember it? No, too long ago. 0-0 with just over 10 minutes to go to half-time. Luke Shaw, who obviously can't be involved, missed most of the season with a broken leg, in today's £10 FA Cup final match programme, makes the point that Rashford is still doing his exams. In fact, he's right in the middle of them at the moment, so he's got that to contend with. All the problems. When do you do your revision when you're thinking about an FA Cup final? Here it is up towards Rashford, but it bounces off him. He was maybe thinking about history there. Control wasn't good enough, and it's played back towards Hennessy, the goalkeeper. The Crystal Palace supporters, Alan mentioned in that section, the ultras who were up there in the middle,
a little ultra bit,
with all of the black shirts on and waving their blue and red Crystal Palace flags. They have not stopped. The noise has been terrific from them as it's played back by Smalling to De Gea in the 6-yard box, who clears towards the halfway line. It was MacArthur who was putting him under pressure. Still 0-0, 5 Live, and the World Service as well, so people listening all around the world, they might be listening to us in Senegal and Togo. Here's Rooney, who has a lot of Blint over there, and Blint loses out to Zaha, and Zaha is away from Blint. He's in the penalty area, he's on his right foot. Rooney back with a challenge, and the referee's right there, and he's given the free kick Manchester United's way inside the box.
I thought he got that right. Zaha should have pulled the trigger early on. He robbed Blint, he got away from a brilliant defender by Rooney. Opens his legs up and gets back, and he's looking for the pen.
And it wasn't given by Mark Clattenburg, who made brilliant ground, the referee, to get there. He was probably 5 yards away from when Rooney put in the challenge. Here it is with Mata on the right-hand side. Mata, still 0-0. Mata playing it back towards Carrick, who turns. Michael Carrick, not in Roy Hodgson's Euro 2016 squad, or at least not in the provisional squad, although he's effectively on standby. Here now is Rashford on the right. He crosses it. Mata with a shot. It's blocked by Suarez, who flicks a foot and puts it behind for a corner.
Brilliant play, Rashford. Just draws the defender. Quick 1-2. And then it's not just about putting the ball in the danger area. As I say, I'm getting a rerun of that penalty where Rooney it wasn't a penalty. Rooney gets across him. Nah, he goes down so easy.
So Rooney, the saviour at the back. You've got to do that when you play in midfield, of course. So it's a corner, yet another corner. I think this is the 8th Manchester United have had in the first half. And Blint waiting to take it, left-footed, in-swinger. Here it goes, but it's headed away by Connor Wickham on the edge of the box. And he's headed it up to Zaha, who's just dispossessed by Carrick. 0-0 into the last 10 minutes of the first half. Manchester United have been the better team, seen more quality from them. But Palace are soaking it up, and here's Blint again on the right-hand side, crossing. It's headed up in the air. Hennessy, the goalkeeper, comes and punches it. A right hook out of the penalty area, but Manchester United win it back from MacArthur. James MacArthur, the Scotsman, the FA Cup winner with Wigan 3 years ago, in the season they were relegated, remember. Now the ball on the left-hand side for Manchester United. It's with Martial He gives it back to Carrick, who has a little chassé forward, but then hits it wildly wide from an angle. It just sails away, probably 10 yards wide and high. Goal kick.
Sometimes it's not a bad idea, is it? They've been playing in front of Palace, who get a lot of players behind the ball. This time Carrick decides to venture a little bit forward with it. What does he get? 25 yards out. Not the best effort. High into the Palace Ultras.
Is that where it ended up? And it is 0-0. Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0. Let's get another word from Philip Neville, who's with us here for the commentary.
Well, just going back to that Wilfried Zaha chance, I think he just lacked confidence when he went through on goal. He should have just pulled the trigger and shot. It gave Wayne Rooney the chance to get back. I think we've seen this from Man United, where they had all the possession, a few chances. They need to score and capitalise on this dominance.
Thanks, Phil. We've seen the replay again as well, Chris. And, Mark Clattenburg had the one chance to see it, but the replays we've seen also suggest there's not enough in there.
Yeah, no, he got it right. Mark Clattenburg got it spot on.
Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0. And then Jedinak is manhandled by Fellaini, who, as you'll probably know, has just come back from a 3-match suspension for use of his arms in that game against Leicester City at Old Trafford against Robert Huth. Free kick only this time, just the one yellow card so far. That was from Chris Smalling when he took out Connor Wickham on the left wing. Well, actually it was closer to the penalty area, wasn't it? It was near the left corner of the box when Mark Clattenburg might have played the advantage. This time next week, Mark Clattenburg will be refereeing the Champions League final. You'll hear that here on 5 Live, and then he'll be one of the 2 English referees going off to Euro 2016, and you'll hear all of Euro 2016 live here on 5 Live, starring various people, including Chris Waddle. So we'll be all over France for you, just a few weeks away now, as Delaney plays a long ball forward from the back. It bounces off Balassi, who was tussling there shoulder to shoulder with Valencia, who eventually gets the chance to clear it away downfield into the Palace half. Manchester United with 72% possession at the moment, 8 shots, and in actual fact 9 corners. I was 1 short. Palace with it just inside their own half. Zaha works it for Ward, the right back, and the referee's brought it back for a foul by Zaha on the halfway line. Well, the ball had gone there. Who was it who caught Zaha? It's a free kick, and the Palace supporters here are suggesting that should have also been played as an advantage.
I think Rojo slows up as he goes on the overlap. The race goes, I think it's Ward who overlaps. As they go round, I think Rojo heard the whistle and it eased up. I think he would have got there first.
But there's a Crystal Palace supporter just down to our left here who's shaking his head in the manner that suggests that, and in fact Alan Pardew now going to the 4th official, Neil Swarbrick, and I think he's also making the point, what about playing the advantage for us?
And he got the yellow card
for Rojo.
Yeah.
So 2 of Manchester United's back 4 are on yellow cards. Free kick. And they've stolen a few yards there, Crystal Palace. Cabaye, rather cutely, plays it in. It's glanced, headed on across the penalty area, but cleared away at the back post. Palace still pressing, but it falls to Michael Carrick, who's able to volley it away downfield. 40 minutes played. It's 0-0 in the 2016 FA Cup final, the Emirates FA Cup final. And Hennessy, all in green, the Wales and Crystal Palace goalkeeper, striking the ball downfield now, high down the right hand side, where it's headed out of play by Rojo. So free kick to Crystal Palace, who have withstood those 8 shots from Manchester United so far. A good low save from Hennessy, from Mata. Martial had the opportunity that was blocked by the fullback Ward, the chance that was created by Rashford, and here the red and blue stripes of Crystal Palace giving it away. Wickham straight to Mata, still inside the Manchester United half yet, so Crystal Palace getting back into position. Ball played towards the left side, towards Martial. Martial gets it back, drags his foot over the top of it. Manchester United's top scorer this season, Martial, 17 goals in all competitions. It's got better and better this first season for him since the big money move. Here's Valencia playing it in towards Fellaini, who is picked up for a foul on Suarez. And the totting up process in terms of Fellaini's little fouls is continuing.
Well, he doesn't read the pass coming into him. He gets the wrong side. He's late to react, and he always seems to lean into the player coming in. This time again, I think that's his 3rd foul, is it?
at least 3. Free kick then for Crystal Palace. Alan Pardew with his silvery, almost white hair actually, there on the edge of the coaching area. Alan Pardew famously played in the final 26 years ago. In fact, he's played in every single round of the FA Cup, Alan Pardew, from the very first qualifying round to the final. Can't be too many people around who've done that. However, there might be one not far away. Here's Smalling, who heads it away on the edge of the penalty area. Nodding out to the right-hand side to Zaha. Zaha taking on Rojo near the corner flag. Pulls it back onto his left foot. Ooh, Rojo slides in. No free kick. Referee Clattenburg says he got a nick on the ball there. So Manchester United break downfield with Wayne Rooney, who's over the halfway line and galloping. Still going Rooney. Momentum just slows slightly. He lays it off to Rashford. He's galloping as well at pace. But Joel Ward, the final line of defence for Crystal Palace, and it's up towards Zaha. Crystal Palace supporters down in front of us on their feet, urging their team on as half-time approaches. But Zaha's pass, I think, took a deflection and
I think that's what Alan Pardew will be saying, John, at half-time. Look, you know, you're working your socks off defensively, we're organised, Man United's dominating possession, but you've got to look after the ball when you get it and see if we can get 4 or 5 passes up to halfway line, we can get our wingers over the halfway line and then bring them into the play. We're just giving the ball away so cheaply.
Rooney to Mata through the middle, then to Fellaini, but it's drifted out to the left-hand side. Fellaini then back in field towards Rooney. Twice a runner-up with Manchester United in the FA Cup final. Rooney didn't score in either game. Here is Rooney, a little pass forward to Martial. Martial now turns, sets off into the penalty area. This is all at very close quarters, but it runs away from him. Red and blue all round him, and Hennessy was able to pick it up.
Well, I think Palace will be happy when Martial comes into the middle, when Mata goes into the middle. There's a lot of black and blue shirts there, and they're happy because there's a lot of bodies there. It's hard to get through. You just saw Martial try to go past 3 bodies, eventually goes through the keeper. Manchester United's got to stretch this team, get a couple of people wide.
Long clearance downfield from Hennessy, but it's dealt with by Blind all the way back to De Gea. Crystal Palace supporters are happy as well. They're dancing and singing in the stands. In fact, in that lower tier to our right, they're moving almost as one, up and down. It's not just the ultras now, although I think they've set the tempo. Crystal Palace appearing in the FA Cup final for only the 2nd time. That final against Manchester United 26 years ago was their only previous appearance in the showpiece occasion. Here is Dan, Scott Dan, the Players' Player of the Year for Crystal Palace. I was listening to Kevin Day on 5 Live Sport last night, Crystal Palace supporter, who said it was a unanimous choice. Soiree caught by Mata there, and another yellow card from Mata's challenge near the coaching area here. So Alan Pardew marched out waving his arms, and the yellow card was out of the referee's pocket.
I don't think he had any option here, Mark Clattenburg. Alan Pardew was nearly on the pitch. It's a little bit late, he's caught him on the heel. Alan Pardew goes mad. Clattenburg gets the card out. It's 3 Man United players.
So he's booked 3 Manchester United players. Crystal Palace, you can tell, feeling that there have been 2 occasions when he could have played an advantage. And producer Phil has just told me that Clattenburg is taking a clattering on social media. I presume that's from Crystal Palace supporters, I guess. But I think that's social media for you though, Chris. That's what happens. Added time at the end of the first half. Crystal Palace with the free kick. Taken in by Delaney to the edge of the area. It glances off Crystal Palace head on the edge of the box, but it bounces down and Rojo is going to clear it away. So more on the Scottish Cup final at half-time. Mark Pougatch is here with us at Wembley, and more from Philip Neville as well. Half-time approaching, and 1 or 2 people in front of us and around the ground beginning to move towards the half-time refreshments. Into the penalty area, Cabaye. It's run all the way past MacArthur and through to De Gea, who's able to pick it up, and that's the half-time whistle. And it is 0-0. Manchester United have had the bulk of the chances, such as they've been so far, but Crystal Palace feeling that on a couple of occasions they have ruffled Manchester United at the other end. And Wayne Rooney is just having a final word with Mark Clattenburg. So final word on the first half, Chris.
I just think Man United has dominated the game. Already haven't took the chances when they've created, not outstanding chances, but decent chances. Palace have dug in there, worked hard, played very deep, probably too deep at times, especially the midfield, allowing Man United a lot of possession, but they'll be happy it's 0-0.
So at half-time, under grey skies at Wembley Stadium, in the FA Cup final, it's Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0 at half-time.
Well, aside from the setting, the importance of the occasion, that first half was pretty underwhelming. It really was. Palace will have to step up a bit, I would have said, to carry a proper threat to Manchester United. But I've seen United so often this season, Chris, play in exactly this manner. You know, loads and loads of possession, and apart from Rashford and occasionally Martial, no real penetration.
No, they've had some, you know, you've got to say a couple of chances. Matt had a good chance, Rashford, you know, a couple of chances, but they're not outstanding chances where you actually say goal, and that'll be the disappointing part. Up to the 18-yard box, you've got to say some of the football's been very good.
No changes on either side for the start of the second half. Palace's goalkeeper is Hennessy. The defence is Ward, Dan, Delaney and Suarez. Then Jedinak, Cabaye and MacArthur. And finally Zaha and Bolasie wide and Wickham through the middle. Manchester United's keeper is De Gea. Has he got a save to make? Oh, one. He punched over the crossbar, a header. Their defence, Valencia, Smalling, Blind and Rocco. Then Carrick and Fellaini. Then Mata, Rooney and Martial. And finally Rashford. So it's 0-0 here at Wembley, and lots of people are still not in their seats for the start of the second half. So if there's an early goal, folks, it's yourselves you've got to blame for missing it. Manchester United in their white shirts, black shorts, white socks. Palace in their regular kit of red and blue striped shirts, blue shorts and blue socks. Here's Rashford laying the ball back to Rooney. Rooney very deep in that first half. On it goes to Rocco on this near side, the left, but Rocco's offside and it's a free kick. And at this point, let's welcome listeners to the World Service. Barely a minute played in the second half here at Wembley. You'll not miss anything, unlike the many, I'm not saying thousands, but there are hundreds and hundreds of empty seats.
You know what, I wouldn't open lounges at half-time.
Well, look at this area in front of us.
I wouldn't open half-time.
It's about a tenth full, no more than that. 0-0, Crystal Palace and Manchester United. Hennessy takes the free kick for Palace, headed away by United, back by Rooney to Carrick. Good ball forward by Carrick to Rashford. Rashford holds off Dan, quite a crude challenge. Oh, and that's a second crude challenge by Dan. That should be a yellow card. It is going to be a yellow card.
He's got no option. It is a yellow card, but he had no option anyway. Man United players looking at Clattenburg as if to say, hold on, you've booked three of ours. You've got to book him for that challenge. And it's right, you saw Rashford, great strength, good turn of pace, and he just takes him out completely, just pulls him down.
He's looked good, Rashford.
Yep.
He has. And it'll be a dilemma for Roy Hodgson whether or not he makes the squad for France. Here's Martial coming forward, falls over of his own volition. The referee wasn't buying that as a free kick, and it's cleared by Palace. Wickham heads it down. Rooney's there, but Rooney can't get a decisive touch on it. Now his determination wins in the ball ahead of MacArthur. He plays it back to De Gea, and De Gea hits it straight out of play for a throw into Palace.
Well, it's a little bit better by Palace. MacArthur must have been told at half time, can you push on to Rooney or Carrick, because they're just running the football game. We've got to unsettle them too and get the ball off them higher up the field.
Ward took the throw and gets the pass back from Cabaye, and then it's played back by Dan to his goalkeeper. On out to Delaney. Suarez wide on that far side. That's the Palace left in the second half, but Delaney's looking through the middle, and he plays it successfully onto the head of Wickham, glancing header on. And here's Zaha. Zaha tries to cross low. It hits the left full back for Manchester Rocco, and rebounds out of play for a Palace throw-in. 3 minutes gone in the second half. You listen to 5 Live in the World Service on the BBC. Earlier in the Scottish Cup final, Hibs 3, Rangers 2. The winning goal came in stoppage time. Palace changed their mind about who should take the throw-in. It's Wickham of all people who's come across. So Wickham's going to throw into the United penalty area where probably he should be. Wickham launches it. Fellaini heads it down. Rocco plays it away. It's out for another throw into Palace. Early pressure from Palace, attacking the goal to our right, behind which they're very noisy, excitable fans. Wickham again to take the throw in. Manchester United got everybody bar Rashford back defending it. There it goes, a very long way. Headed clear, then the shot comes in, a bumbling effort by Balassi, easily cleared that by the Manchester United defence. Now forward, Sahar heads on, Wickham goes after it, Blint hooks it clear, Jednek jumps with Fellaini, Jednek won it, and there's still pressure on Manchester United's defence. The header on, here's MacArthur, offside. Can't be much in that.
Well, you can see they're getting a little bit of joy, Hartwell, and settling Manchester United with the long throws, two of them by Conor Wickham. Anything in that box, a little bit panic stations for Man United. A big strong side, Palace.
I'm just getting a replay of that. He was offside, MacArthur. So rightfully it's a free kick to Manchester United. Played back by Smalling to his goalkeeper, De Gea. Palace started the game uncertainly, and United started the second half. Not exactly on top of the game.
No, I think MacArthur's pushed on 20 yards, so he's trying to become more of a second striker alongside Wickham, who was really isolated first time.
Right, here's Carrick in the centre circle, leaves it to the captain Rooney, and Rooney plays it about 10 yards to his right to Fellaini, back to Rooney, and Rooney suddenly finds pace and runs forward. Then he flicks the pass to the left to Martial. Martial, lucky to get the ball back off a Palace player. It was a misplaced pass by the Frenchman. And now Rooney to Martial again, inside right channel, to Valencia on the far side of the field. Valencia cuts infield, looking for Fellaini. Fellaini brings it down, he's inside the penalty area, he tries to cross. He must have come back and hit Fellaini again, because it's a goal kick according to Mark Clattenburg.
It did. You've got to say Palace have just upped the tempo a little bit second half. They've pushed on a little bit in midfield and made a battle of it now, where they just let Manchester United do what they wanted first half.
And they're still coming back into their seats. You know, it's cost them a lot of money. Would you dream of missing a minute of the cup final?
They're getting their money's worth.
Just seen a shot of Steve Parish and Mark Bright up in the stands, looking a little bit anxious. But I don't know, I think Palace did well to keep it at 0-0 at half-time. Any chances that there were fell to Manchester United. Ball's back with De Gea in the lime green goalkeeping top, or more yellow than lime green. Either way, you can't miss it. And he waits before he makes the clearance. Finally taps it to the right, and now it's with Blint, the Dutchman, into Carrick. This is just outside the Manchester United penalty area. Blint once more, back to De Gea. Palace just pressurising a little bit. De Gea's clearance finally headed on by Rocco over the halfway line, but Dan meets it, and Dan plays it securely back to Hennessy. And Hennessy lashes it right-footed, high over the halfway line. Good jump by MacArthur, but his header didn't find the target. It was Wickham. Manchester United have it. Blint back to Smalling and on to Michael Carrick. Carrick gingerly moves towards the halfway line, slips the pass to Martial. Martial spins away, gives it to Rocco. Rocco cuts infield a yard or two. Rooney's available, so too is Carrick. Goes to Carrick first. Rooney's being closer marked in this second period. That's very obvious. Now it's with Smalling. Smalling steps into space, and he's halfway inside the Palace half. Plays it to Mata on the far side. The United right. Valencia on the overlap. Played to the full-back. The pass didn't reach Valencia. It's hit out of play for a throw-in to Manchester United. Throw goes to Mata. And now Rooney. Rooney level with the edge of the Palace penalty area to Valencia. In it goes. Lovely flick on. Here's Fellaini with a shot. Hits the crossbar. Rebounds out of the penalty area. The closest United have come to scoring.
That was wonderful play by Man United. Lovely little flick by Rashford, was it? And what an effort. Fellaini, the goalkeeper didn't move.
Easily beaten, but the crossbar wasn't beaten. Here's Mata for Manchester United, popping up in the left for a change. It wasn't a great pass from Mata, intercepted by Palace, and now here's MacArthur. MacArthur to Balassi. Sahar speed down the right side. Balassi's down the left. Balassi suddenly submerged by white shirts. He goes down. He wasn't pushed, he wasn't fouled. No free kick. Manchester United counter-attack here. Mata on the halfway line, back to Rooney. Suddenly the game just picked up a little bit. 8 minutes gone in the second half here on 5 Live on the World Service on the BBC. Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0. Martial, faced by two Palace defenders. Seemed to be fouled by one of them, but the ball is still with Manchester United. Rooney crosses. Fellaini's there, goes above the Belgian. Now it's Valencia inside the penalty area. Valencia, unsure what to do. Rashford's holding back. Valencia crosses, doesn't find a white shirt. Still bouncing around in that penalty until Balassi knocks it away and the volley right footed out of play.
Well, they keep knocking on the door. Fellaini's effort, just getting a rerun here. This replay just in front of you, a lovely little flick, and he smashes it. Oh, it's the post rather than the crossbar.
Here's Rooney for Manchester United. Back to Carrick in the centre circle. Carrick slowly moves forward a few yards, then flicks the pass to his left to Rooney, and on it goes to Rocco. Rocco was waiting. Zaha wasn't. Zaha got there first. Rocco followed him, and it's a free kick to pass.
A little bit of sloppy play by Wayne Rooney, who's had a good game so far. Just doesn't put enough on it. Just get the rerun again of that chance. It's a lovely little flick.
Oh, great flick from Rashford. Really
It's a great effort for Fellaini. The goalkeeper is beaten, well beaten. It's just below the crossbar. It's the post. Oh, just hits the angle. Comes away.
Alan Pardew acknowledges the great support from the Crystal Palace fans. They haven't stopped singing and dancing. Overwhelmingly behind the goal towards our right. The end that Palace are attacking in the second half. Was that a handball by Smalling? Well, the assistant didn't flag, but Mark Clattenburg saw it. The referee, it's a free kick to Palace.
Well, we've seen how dangerous they've been with long throws and balls coming into the box. Big side. And I think this is their best chance of scoring a set piece.
Dan and Delaney, the centre backs, move forward into the penalty area. Well, they're obvious targets for Cabaye to aim for. The free kick's about 3 yards in from the right touchline. And Palace, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players lined up inside that United penalty area. One lurking just outside it. United with everyone back. Cabaye plays the ball in, glances up ahead of United player, and then that was Jedinak, was it? With an opportunity on the far post, but he hurried the half volley and it's high over the goal.
I don't think he expected it, Alan, and he didn't have a lot of conviction when it did get to him, did it? Just snatches it at a half volley, just tries to get it on target, but
no one picked him up.
no, flick on, goes to the far post. I think it's my United player who heads it, actually, Smalling, but there's no conviction. Half volley over the bar.
Wasn't expecting it, and as a result didn't convert it. 11 minutes played in the second half. It remains Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0 here on 5 Live in the World Service in the BBC. Loose ball forward by Blint. Looser clearance by Suarez, but not picked up by Fellaini. Manchester United play the ball back to their goalkeeper De Gea, and United aren't playing with the same conviction in the second half that they showed for most of the first half.
I think you've got to give Palace a little bit of credit. They've upped the tempo, they've got a little bit higher up the field, haven't they? And they're pressing them a little bit earlier, and they're looking after the ball a lot more. They never did this first half.
Here's Jedinak. Jedinak clips it forward, and was that foul on Bolasie? It was. Blint is furious, and he's gone across to the assistant claiming his shirt was being pulled. I think the free kick was given by Mark Clattenburg anyway.
Well, you can see it there. They're both pulling each other a little bit. Look, you can see Bolasie's got a hold of him. So it's another set piece.
Another opportunity for Crystal Palace. No question the Blint shirt was being pulled. 12 minutes gone in the second half, and all the noise is from the Palace end. All of it. Once more, Cabaye to take the free kick from the Palace right side. And again, there's a cluster of players lined up on the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. He swings it in. Oh, dreadful free kick. Straight to De Gea.
That is a very poor free kick. It's terrible, in fact. Goes straight to De Gea. And when you've got the crowd going, you've got all the big centre half forward, and yeah, it's a poor delivery. He struggled in the game today, Cabaye, I've got to say.
Here's Valencia, and Valencia trying to beat MacArthur on more than one occasion, and now hits it long, looking for Rashford. Rashford trying to bring the ball down with his left foot, didn't get the control necessary, and it's out for a Crystal Palace throw-in. Palace are edging this second half so far.
Yeah, I don't think it's a lot. I'm not seeing a lot of quality, but Palace just serve up the tempo slightly. And they've started asking a few more questions about Man United, but it's more or less it's all in set pieces. It's not in general play.
Don't forget, it's so unlike 1990 FA Cup final version. That needed extra time. It finished 3-3, so we had a replay on the Thursday evening. There'll be no replay after this. Penalties will decide it, if not extra time, if we need extra time. Here's Rocco, down the left for Manchester United, pulls the cross back, it's deep, and it's headed behind for a corner. Fellaini looks at the referee as if, hey, somebody pushed me.
Well, Good play. Rojo down that left-hand side, just stands it up far post. This time they block Fellaini off. It's a corner again.
This one to Manchester United. Mata is across there, but I think he'll leave it for Blint. Mata's available if they want to play it short. But Blint from the Manchester United right will deliver this corner left-footed. Fellaini tussling with the central defenders to get into a position to head the ball. It's played deep for the Belgian. He heads it back, and then Rocco couldn't bring that down, and it's cleared by Delaney out of play. Throw into Manchester United. We've played nearly a quarter of an hour of the second half, and it's still 0-0. Rooney won't take the throw in. That would be a waste of his talent. He gives it to Rocco to take, and Rocco throws it to Rooney. Rooney hits it away towards the far side of the field. United with 70% possession. 11 shots, but get this, typically of them this season, only one shot on target. You can have the ball all you like, but you've got to create opportunities. You've got to pressurise the goalkeeper. Hennessy's made one save. That was from Mata's effort. Here's Rooney. Rooney loose with the pass, lucky to get it back off Cabaye. Rooney this time finds a wide shirt. He finds Carrick. And Carrick ignores Rooney. On it goes to Martial, just outside the penalty. Tries to tap it into Rashford. It's cleared by the Palace defence, but only at the cost of a corner.
I think that's going to decide the game at the minute on set pieces. General play, Manchester United still look more dominant in possession.
Mata takes the corner this time, left-footed, too high for Fellaini. Headed away by Palace. It's outside their penalty area now, but they can't clear it properly. Or they should be able to clear it now with Suarez. No, his header ran straight to Valencia. Valencia to the far side, and Mata into Valencia again. Right out to the penalty. Low cross in, header by Martial. Hits the post. Palace clear. So they've hit the woodwork twice now, Manchester United. And here's Bolasie for Crystal Palace. Bolasie, three white shirts converge on him. Bolasie pulls the ball back, but it's behind Zaha. If he had found Zaha, it would have been interesting. It didn't.
Good header, Martial. Hennessy screws across his goal, can't get near it, hits the post and comes out.
Rashford hustling the Palace player, the central defender Delaney, and Delaney went into Rocco. Oh dear. Yellow card, is it? I think it's just yellow, not red. I was immediately searching for the colour of the card.
Rojo didn't want to go in for that challenge, did he? He sees Delaney steaming towards him. He's thinking, please, here we go.
Well, that's both central defenders booked now for Crystal Palace. So what you want to do from a United perspective, give the ball to Rashford and Martial and say, run at them.
Well, yeah, but it's not the way they play. I'm just seeing a rerun of Martial's header. Definitely been Hennessy, hits the post and comes away. It's a decent header.
Right, Rocco's getting treatment. Opportunity to bring in Phil Neville and get his thoughts. Hi, Phil.
Alan, well, if you start the second half, Crystal Palace have actually played better in the second half. At least they're getting further up the field, but you just think of United, the chances they keep. They've hit the bar twice with Fellaini and Martial, the chances in the first half. You just wonder as the game goes on, you just wonder whether it's Crystal Palace's day.
I'll tell you what, it's not Rocco's day. That was a bad challenge on the full-back, it really was. We've seen a couple of replays now. He'll be lucky to carry on, Chris.
Well, I just thought he got out of the way in time. He did catch him slightly, but I just thought he didn't get the full force of it. He just got out of the way at that split second.
He's still lying down, and Rooney standing there, and so too is Blint, both anxious. It's his left leg, probably his left ankle that caught it. But anyway, from a United perspective, let's hope we can carry on. We played 18 minutes in the second half. Who's going to get this winner?
Well, it's cup football. I think if this had been a league game, Manchester United would probably be 2-3-0 up. But it's FA Cup.
Well, Rocco's hobbling off.
He'll be
but
all right.
The signs are that he'll be all right and he will carry on. It was a bad challenge on him. For a second I thought, is Clattenburg considering red?
The way he started running across and getting his looking for the card in the pocket, you did think that.
So play is resumed, the Manchester United free kick, and they're doing a pause now. Many of the Crystal Palace fans are way to our right. They've got their backs turned on the action, arms around their shoulders and dancing up and down. They're having a great day out, and there's one Palace fan just in front of us. He's doing a Poznan on his own. He turned it down in front of us.
I blame hospitality for that.
Right, Rocco's on. We'll just watch how he is over the next few minutes. 19 minutes played in the second half. It's still 0-0. Rocco's in a good position down this left flank. Rooney plays the ball to the fullback. Back to Rooney. Carrick, both arms aloft. That signal was to Rooney, and Rooney delivered the pass to Michael Carrick. Now to Fellaini. Fellaini, back to Carrick. So many of these Manchester United passes are sideways and slow. Rooney to Blind. On to Rocco. Rocco's going to cross it first time. Plays it edge of the penalty. Martial's there, but it's a bumbling effort by him. Trundles through into the penalty area, and Hennessy picks it up without any difficulty whatsoever.
No, it was a good challenge. Delaney just gets in, puts him off, doesn't he? His first touch, it just bubbles up in the air. You still think he's going to get there, but
I'm not sure about Rocco. Darmian's, I think, about to come on for Manchester United.
yeah,
Well, that'll be the first change for either side. Matteo Darmian. Manchester United defending inside their own half. Carrick was being fouled there, but he's still going to pass through to Rooney. Rooney onto the near side. Marshall falls over, and the ball goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw into Crystal Palace, and Ryan Giggs is not pleased.
well, I think what they're doing is Alan Pardew stood there all the game in the technical area, and he's appealing for every decision. And Ryan Giggs every now and again comes out and appeals for the same decision.
Now Rocco's game is over. Darmian will come on. He'll just play at left back. He can play either flank. It'll be left back for the remainder of this FA Cup final. 21 minutes played in the second half. Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0. Darmian's first touch is to knock the ball out of play for a Palace throw-in. To be taken by Ward, a few yards short of the halfway line. He throws to Jednak. Jednak on the ball, he plays it forward. Darmian headed it away, and then there's a foul by Wayne Rooney, and that was on Cabaye, and it's a free kick to Crystal Palace, and this is their best opportunity. Free kicks in this sort of area, from the right in particular, delivered by Cabaye, at a header on goal. They haven't managed one so far. It's going to happen sometime.
Very high, Manchester United. They don't want to go in the box too early because they know the threat to carry Palace.
Cabaye's free kick. Played into that penalty area. Headed on. De Gea didn't come for it. Half cleared. And then there's a volley hooked back towards goal, but a little bit high over the crossbar and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, not the best effort again, but they do cause problems, them set pieces. Second ball, you've got to deal with it. If you lose the first, and the effort what comes in, De Gea had it well covered.
22 minutes played in the second period. Still no goals in the 2016 FA Cup final. Just getting a shot of Sir Alex Ferguson, and thinking back to Fergie and that cup run back in 1990, so critical to him keeping his job at Old Trafford, and all the good years that followed, all the trophies that followed, stemmed from their replay victory against Crystal Palace in the FA Cup final. Martial plays it towards Darmian, he come up from left back, but it's cleared by Dan. It's out of play, throw into Manchester United halfway through the second half, and here's John Murray.
Yes, thanks Alan, and here we are watching Manchester United try to win their first major trophy since Sir Alex retired 3 years ago. I think Palace are perhaps thinking about their first change. They are. The Palace substitutes, as well as Jason Punchin, who we've mentioned, Bakary Sakho fit again, Adebayor's there, Gayle Mariappa and Martin Kelly, as well as the extremely popular Speroni, the veteran goalkeeper. So we're into the last quarter of the 90 minutes. Still Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0 in the 2016 FA Cup final on 5 Live and the World Service. And we're watching Rashford now on the left hand side. A dart of pace from him goes in between two Palace players, but then overruns it, and it's swept away on the edge of the area by Cabaye, out of play near the halfway line. And Rashford just takes a few moments to get to his feet. In fact, he hasn't got to his feet yet. He's on his knees now, Rashford, and he still doesn't get up. He's sitting on his backside, and so the Manchester United medical people, he's looking at the inside of his right knee, Marcus Rashford. He's due to join up with the England squad after this, having been named in that party of 26, the provisional squad on Monday, but with that run to the edge of the penalty area, just appears to have fallen awkwardly, Chris Waddle, onto his right knee.
He actually got it stamped on, I think. If we're getting the benefit of replay, just at the end of the clear there's a stamping on it, and that would be painful.
So we have a stoppage, and the players are coming over here to the dressing room side of the ground to get their water bottles. We've spoken all week since Roy Hodgson named that squad about how, if there's one thing obviously that he wants to avoid, it's injuries in the 3 matches and the 2 finals that were to be played for Liverpool on Wednesday and here today, and now Rashford just getting to his feet. So while he just eases himself back onto his feet, let's bring in Philip Neville again from outside the box for your latest thoughts on this, Phil.
Well, I think it's evenly poised now. I think we said before the game about the strength of the benches, and we thought that Crystal Palace had the more attacking options on the bench. I just wonder now, with 20, 30 minutes to go, that Alan Pardew thinks, right, we're in a good position, let's go for it. And you've got players on the bench for Crystal Palace like Adebayo, like Sakho, like Dwight Gale, that can win the game now.
And it looks as though it's going to be Jason Puncheon, Chris. It is. He's got his training top off now. We can see his number 42.
Well, you would think he's got to take one of the 3 midfield players off, wouldn't you? But you never know. He might think we'll keep this going at 0-0, and he may take one of the wingers off, which would be Zaha.
But is Rashford going to be able to continue? I don't think he is, because Ashley Young is getting ready, and Rashford has limped off the field. Well, what a shame if his FA Cup final is going to end like this, and he is limping, and he does look to have a problem there. And obviously now we'll have to see how he is. Yeah, Ashley Young is going to come on and replace him, and the Teenagers FA Cup final is over with 20 minutes still to play. What a shame for him.
Yeah, he's looked great as well. He's had some terrific runs, some great link-up play,
but he's not able to come back on. Here is Martial, who slips over actually as he approaches the penalty area. Still 0-0 as Palace have it on the edge of their own penalty area, and it's played away to Cabaye, and now MacArthur now brings it out towards the right hand side and plays it up towards Connor Wickham, who flicks it infield. Cabaye, this is promising for Crystal Palace. Oh, but until the offside flag went up against Yannick Bolasie down in front of us, and we'll now see the changes.
I don't think the Palace fans were happy with that decision, stood behind that linesman.
And it's Cabaye, who's going to make way. Well, you said, Chris, that he's not had the best of afternoons.
No, he struggled today.
He did have a problem, didn't he? I think it was a chest injury that he had. It was specified as.
He's not played well today. We've seen him play a lot better.
So MacArthur will drop back from that advanced role in midfield, you would think, and Puncheon through the middle behind Wickham.
Yeah, Puncheon, very talented, left-footed, good on the ball, uses it well, can look after it.
And Ashley Young is on for Manchester United. Ashley Young, who scored on Tuesday night his first goal of the season,
Centre forward,
and he's playing through the middle. So they're going to stick.
When you think
Martial,
when you think you'd put Martial down the middle, and with his pace and his movement, and put Young on this wing.
Here's Rooney up towards Young, then back to Rooney, who plays it square. Martial has Darmian if he wants on the outside, but goes back infield towards Rooney. 25 yards out, shoots, but is blocked by a Palace defender just on the edge of the penalty area. I think it was on target, but only got halfway there before it was intercepted. And Palace now have it on the far side. First touch for Jason Puncheon, who concedes a throw-in to Manchester United. The white shirts of United playing from right to left in this second half, and it's with Mata, who's been quiet in the second half. Juan Mata, here he is now, stroking the ball over the Wembley turf, but it doesn't reach Darmian, its target. Zaha was able to slide in and put it out of play on the halfway line with just over a quarter of an hour plus added time to go. Manchester United have seen shots strike the post of the Crystal Palace goal twice. Fellaini, and then the header from Martial, which struck the outside of the post, but it is still goalless in this 2016 FA Cup final. Here's Blind on the halfway line. Blind, who captained the Dutch to victory here in the friendly international in March. Blind swings a high ball towards the far side, where Fellaini loses out in the air to Soiré, so it's a throw-in to Manchester United on the right-hand side. Valencia trots forward to take this. If it is extra time, possibly penalties, be a late return to all of the Manchester United supporters who are going back to the northwest tonight. Here's Mata, then back towards Rooney on his right foot. Rooney, two players in front of him though, he's closed down by Yedina. Back it comes to Rooney again. Rooney has a look up, goes for a chip into the penalty area. Fellaini the target, he chests it down. It's taken on by Martial, who shoots from an angle, but Ward was there, went with him, stuck to him very tightly and blocked it out for a throw. Another throw for Manchester United then. Darmian takes this. Closing stages of the 90 minutes not far away. Darmian plays it in, a glancing header from Young. Doesn't reach Fellaini though. Headed away by Jedinak. Didn't get any distance on that, but MacArthur does with his clearance up towards Wickham, who's very much the lone Crystal Palace striker, as Manchester United have it at the back.
They're getting deeper and deeper, Palace now, aren't they? They're just encouraging Man United to come on, and you've got to say for Palace, Manchester United haven't got their shooting boots on. Yeah, they've dominated the game, Manchester United, but they've hit the woodwork twice, haven't they? But they've had the chances, they've wasted them.
That's the question. Have Manchester United got the wit, the creativity, the quality to break Crystal Palace down? The teams did draw 0-0 when they played here in London earlier in the season. Here's Rooney, plays it into the centre circle to Michael Carrick. Carrick, a couple of touches, then out it goes to the right hand side to Valencia. And now Valencia looks for the run of Ashley Young into the left back position. Takes on Delaney, who was able to block it and then clear it away next to the corner flag, and out of play on the far side for a throw in. So Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0, and we are now into the last 15 minutes of the 90 with the Crystal Palace supporters, many of them getting to their feet to our right and singing their Palace songs. And seeing Palace though at the other end defending as Mata carries the ball through the middle, gives it to Rooney. Rooney slips it into the penalty area. Young couldn't return the ball, and Mata just needed the perfect pass from Ashley Young inside the penalty area. It was all at close quarters and it broke down in there. And then Connor Wickham was bundled over on the halfway line, and here's a bit of respite for Crystal Palace.
I was just going to say that, John. They'll get the back four. Look, they're walking up. There's a lot of bodies, heads down, walking up. They've put a terrific shift in at the back. They've worked their socks off, the Palace team, and this is a chance they've got again. Will the two centre-halves go up and still walking? It's the best chance of scoring a goal, a dead ball situation for Palace.
So 0-0. Alan Pardew still stalks around with his hands in his pockets on the edge of his coaching area. His first full season as Crystal Palace's manager. Been in 2 cup finals before as the player with Crystal Palace, as the manager with West Ham, lost them both. Here's the free kick into the penalty area. It's headed on by Jedinak, but he couldn't find anyone in red and blue in there, and it was scraped away by Manchester United. Now here's the newly arrived Punchin on the left hand side. His left-footed ball into the penalty area, dangerous, but onto the head of Smalling. Scott Dan putting Smalling under pressure, and the falling Smalling could only head it out for a corner on the far side.
Well, good ball in by Punchin, asking questions, getting them on the heels, but I thought De Gea should have come for that.
Corner bet, set piece again. It's that stage of the game where if you score with a set piece now, Manchester United might not be able to respond. Corner from the left. United in position to defend this, a packed 6-yard area. Here it comes, the delivery, it's drilled towards Scott Dan, but Fellaini gets there first and heads it out. It's helped back in over the top by Ward, and now from the angle it's shot into the net! Jason Punchin has scored it, and Crystal Palace have taken the lead! This could be the day! This could be the day Crystal Palace win their first ever major trophy! Manchester United's players are holding their heads. Time's already running out. Wild celebrations from Crystal Palace. Jason Punchin, the substitute, is the man with the goal, and it's Crystal Palace 1, Manchester United 0.
I say, what a quality finish. I've got to look at the offside. I was looking at the linesman. I was waiting for him to put his flag up. There was definitely players from Palace offside. They clear it, Manchester United. They get up. The ball comes back in. And it's Martial, I think, who's last one out. And he plays everybody on side, and it's a cracking finish. First touch is not, well, it's decent, but what a finish. Keeps his eye on it, knows where the goal is, watches the ball as it drops, beats De Gea near post. Fantastic finish.
So 12 minutes to play. Jason Punchin scoring 6 minutes after he came on, and we've just seen on our screen, hence my laugh, a rather embarrassing dad's dance by Alan Pardew.
You'll not want to see that again.
He will not. Well, Crystal Palace are now less than 11 minutes away from winning the FA Cup. And Manchester United have got to respond here. Here's Wayne Rooney, who's now facing the possibility of losing in a third FA Cup final. Back it comes to Blint. Crystal Palace's supporters are absolutely jubilant to our right, but Manchester United are attacking to the left, and Martial hits a shot that's blocked near the penalty spot by Mata, who's trying to help it on. Scraped away by Crystal Palace. Ball headed back in by Darmian, but Hennessy comes calmly, the Palace goalkeeper, and catches the bouncing ball.
Well, it's Manchester United got left. They haven't got anything on the bench to bring on. What's going to change it? Maybe Herrera might nick a goal from midfield, playing behind, but they haven't got a lot of options. And Alan Pardew now is just thinking, oh, we've defended reasonably well today. This team should carry them over the line.
It is Crystal Palace 1, Manchester United 0. There is a 6:06 tonight once we're done here at Wembley, and it will be hosted by Kelly Cates and Ian Wright, and he's watching his former club Ian Wright somewhere in the stadium here, leading Manchester United by 1-0. 0500 909 693 to join in with that. Here's Rooney. Rooney, though, in the middle of the Crystal Palace half, beats two men on his right foot, beats a third on the edge of the area, into the box now, still going, they're forcing him wide. Rooney chips it across, Fellaini chests it down, and Mata drills it in! Manchester United equalise! That was all about Wayne Rooney's persistence and determination, and the cross, and the finish provided by Juan Mata from 8 yards out, and Crystal Palace now are pegged back, and it's Palace 1, Manchester United 1.
Johnny Wayne Rooney was absolutely brilliant there. Captain's armband, 1-0 down. They don't look like they're going to score many, let's be honest. He just picks the ball up, he starts running with it forward. Not a lot of movement ahead of him. Little shuffles where the ball goes right round. Could have crossed it 2 or 3 times. He delays it. Stands a wonderful cross up far post. Fellaini chests it. Oh, and the defender Isaac Ward could have done maybe a little bit better. Hennessy nowhere near it, but Wayne Rooney, absolutely fabulous play by Wayne Rooney, and I've got to say he's probably been the best player on the park today.
Well, Crystal Palace had 3 minutes to dream there. They were ahead for 3 minutes. Punchin scoring in the 78th, Mata in the 81st. And so we're on for extra time again. The game's burst into life with those 2 goals. And now Crystal Palace getting the ball down the other end. Here is Punchin, Jason Punchin, still going on his right foot in between 2 United players, but Blint was there with the covering challenge to clear it away to the halfway line where it's nodded out of play for a throw-in. So Juan Mata, the only man in this Manchester United squad who has an FA Cup winner's medal from his time with Chelsea, he's come up with the equaliser. Took a deflection, might even have taken a little nick off the first defender, but he drove it well, and it is 1-1. And Louis van Gaal, who we've not seen at all, as is his way in the coaching area, he will be sitting down there and perhaps preparing his plans for extra time now as Mata plays it over the top. Young on the chase, it's hooked away by Suarez.
I'll tell you what, John, after Young's done all right down the middle.
Throw in on the right flank, Mata to take it. I mean, we've seen him play there before, haven't we, over the years? He's approaching the veteran status now, Young. Here's Mata with a cross from the right-hand side. Oh, a stretch by Hennessy above Martial to catch it quite comfortably and well. And Alan Pardew has just called across Dwight Gale.
Yep.
So we might be about to see another change for Crystal Palace, who still have 2 changes left to make. Punchin having come on for Cabaye, but Alan Pardew perhaps just sensing here that the chance might be there for Palace to win it before extra time. Level at 1-1. But that Palace goal shocked Manchester United, shocked them into action, shocked Rooney into action, creating that goal for Juan Mata. 1-1, 5 live in the World Service. Zaha is just caught there by Mata as he went past him, and Mata's kicked the ball away.
He's been booked, by the way.
Mata has already been yellow carded.
That's stupid, isn't it?
Well, and Mata turns, and Mark Clattenburg calls him back. I mean, he could easily have been shown a second yellow card for that. By the letter of the law, But Mark Clattenburg has...
Gale's going to come on for Wickham, surely. He's not. I don't think he's going to take a midfield player off.
Gale waiting to come on. Set piece for Palace. Punchin plays it in, left-footed towards the back post. It's headed across, but cleared away by Carrick. Manchester United with Young. It's clattered into Soiree, who got to the ball actually and played it downfield. And the referee allows play to continue.
Well, just got on with it, not a problem.
So Manchester United hit it long for Mata, and Crystal Palace played square, where Ward, his clearance was charged down by Martial, and Palace could be stretched here. Martial in the full-back position, cutting infield, curls it in, it hits Dan, and it's cleared away by MacArthur. Manchester United now, just over 5 minutes to play. It's 1-1 in the cup final. Now the ball on the right-hand side is drilled across, takes a deflection into the penalty area. Young shoots, it's blocked, and then it's hacked away on the fall, out of play for a throw on the far side.
This is what we've been waiting for, a little bit of action.
Well, it is, and it's frantic action now, and referee Clattenburg will want the throw taken again, because Delaney has taken a bang in all of that. I think we might see the Gale substitution before the throw-in is taken. So it's 1-1, and the change will see Connor Wickham replaced by Dwight Gale.
I think he's done okay, Wickham. Little service, no support in long periods of the game. Worked hard up front, lonely striker.
So on comes Dwight Gale, Crystal Palace's number 16, who scored 7 goals this season for Crystal Palace. He's actually their top scorer. West Ham take Manchester United, take the throw on the right. In it comes. Fellaini was after it, headed away near the edge of the 6-yard box. Darmian was after it. Rooney is in there as well. Rooney gives it to Blint. Rooney put under pressure, might lose it. Oh, Rooney slides in, and the ball is away though. It was just nicked away, and referee will call back Wayne Rooney. Now that was reckless from Rooney. At best,
he's got that
yellow card.
He's got that in his locker, hasn't he? He's always had that little bit of frustration. He's given the ball away. He's not happy about it. He's quite lucky, to be fair. Zaha just nicks it through his legs and raids the challenge very, very well.
He did, but if he'd stayed on the ground, and he'd been taken out by Rooney coming in like that, that would have been a red card.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace 1, Manchester United 1. 4 minutes to play. Here it goes. Long from Crystal Palace into the edge of the penalty area. Gale is there, but Blint comes out with the ball. MacArthur now. MacArthur, who for 3 minutes, Crystal Palace and MacArthur must have thought that he was going to be on the end of another FA Cup final surprise. Here's Soiree on the left though. Soiree, good looking cross towards Zaha, who flung a leg at it and missed it completely inside the box. However, the ball is still there. Zaha onto this. Zaha to the byline, and Darmian is able to get back and deflect it behind for Palace corner.
Soiree, great run down that left, wasn't he? Great ball in as well. Wraps his left foot round it. Zaha at the far post, could he headed it coming in? He takes a step back, tries to volley it.
The attendance for the 2016 Cup Final, 88,619, and it's level at 1-1, and we have 2.5 minutes of the 90 to play, and it's a corner that Punchin will take for Crystal Palace, which is headed well wide by Scott Dan, who is under pressure. Smalling went with him, and in fact the decisive final touch was from the Manchester United central defender Smalling, so it's another corner, and Dan
set piece. Smalling did ever so well to read it. Gets it just before Dan, who lands a little bit awkwardly, but he's got up, he's okay.
He's hobbling. Dan used to be a Liverpool season ticket holder. Scott Dan. Punchin then with this latest corner into the back post. Smalling was after that as well, but Mark Clattenburg on the edge of the area, well possession, says the final touch this time was off a Palace man. I think it might have been Dan again, and it is a goal kick. And De Gea's going to take this quickly for Ashley Young to chase through the middle, and Young still going. Hennessy, the goalkeeper, out of his penalty area, fly kicking it towards the halfway line, where Fellaini loses out in the air, and Valencia now manages to work it up towards Fellaini on the halfway line. We've got 90 seconds to play. It's 1-1. Extra time really just seconds away, but Rooney finds Martial on the left-hand side. Now to Mata inside the box. This could be dangerous. Mata back to Martial. The challenge comes in. The ball's still in the Palace penalty area, but then eventually it's smuggled away and played away by Zaha towards the halfway line. Couldn't find Gale, so Manchester United have got it back. There may yet be a late winner here. Here's Carrick. Now to Blint. Rooney. 15 yards inside the Crystal Palace half. He's got Dwight Gale snapping away at him, so back it goes towards the halfway line. Now Blint. Manchester United are going to bring on Jesse Lingard before the final whistle. Here's Blint.
Sorry, John, will that be for who? Mata?
Here is Blint with the cross. Fellaini heads it down, but wide of the far post and behind. Yes, I would guess that would be the
for
case.
Mata, do you think?
Yeah. So Ryan Giggs just gives Jesse Lingard a pat on the backside, and he waits for his moment to come on. It's a goal kick to Crystal Palace, and Scott Dan is still hobbling here. Now, if Scott Dan, if it goes to extra time, and they have a problem with Scott Dan, you'll see the change, and it is Juan Mata who will make way. So that is Manchester United's final change, and it's being made in the 90th minute, and it's Jesse Lingard, another of the United youngsters who was a Manchester United fan growing up, now gets to trot onto the field to play for his favourite team in an FA Cup final. 5 minutes of added time because of the various injuries and stoppages. So still time yet for a winner before we have extra time in the cup final. And Palace playing it forward to Zaha. Now Punchin. He's definitely brought a bit of life, little Punchin, to Crystal Palace, having as well scored the goal. Rooney, Punchin nicks it back from Rooney and fouls him in the process, and Punchin runs just past referee Clattenburg with a little word. Looks as though Mariappa is going to come on to replace Scott Dan, who clearly has a problem after, that was when he went for the header, wasn't it, with Chris Smalling. 1-1, almost a minute of added time played. So 6:06 will be delayed with Kelly Cates and Ian Wright, but do give us a call, 0500 909 693, or you can text 85058, or get in touch. Just search social media for @5LiveSport. Here's Rooney, 5 Live in the World Service. Watching Rooney, couldn't find the pass to Martial, so Crystal Palace will bring it away with Zaha towards the halfway line. Zaha, who made only 4 competitive appearances for Manchester United, still going Zaha. Now Ward with a cross, but there's no one in the middle for Crystal Palace.
He never looked now, John. He picked the ball up. It's Dwight Gale trying to get in the middle, trying. He just whizzes that ball in. It's a great ball if there's 2 or 3 players in there.
No immediate sign of Mariappa coming on, so they're maybe just giving it until the 90 minutes. But Scott Dan's up against Ashley Young, who's not long come on, and Dan is not moving freely at all. Just has a look over his shoulder. If it is extra time, I can't believe that Scott Dan's going to be able to play on. Manchester United with Valencia, who dwelt on the ball rather, and Balassi has nipped it off him. And now Balassi on the left-hand side. Balassi, who scored in the semi-final, turns, plays a ball that's overhit through to De Gea.
I would definitely say the 2 wingers have worked hard for the team today, but have not really been in the game for what we expected from them, taking full-backs on and getting at players and taking people on, creating chances. They've not really had a chance. I know a lot of them done most of the defending today, but when they've been in areas like there, Balassi, just keep a hold of the ball, run the clock down, give the defence a little breather. 2.5 minutes of added time to play, and Daley Blind overhits that pass down the left-hand side, and so Mariappa, it looks as though Scott Dan cannot go on any longer, and he is, he's virtually on one leg, Scott Dan. So the Crystal Palace player of the year this season is not going to be able to play in extra time in the FA Cup final, and he sees his number go up, and Adrian Mariappa, who has made a couple of appearances in recent matches, having had a long spell out of the team, is going to find himself thrust into the FA Cup final. And Scott Dan being warmly applauded by the Crystal Palace supporters to our right, who know his worth and know his importance and know he's not going to be there in extra time. So the number 3, Mariappa, is on to play alongside Delaney in central defence. And we have 90 seconds of the added time to play. It's 1-1 and extra time is not far away.
Punchin playing it over the top for Zaha to chase. Oh, Zaha's got the better of Smalling, and Zaha shoots into the side netting on the way wide.
Well, I know they're frustrating him and Bolasie at times, but if he just got his head up and saw his other winger Bolasie on the left-hand side, it was basically on his own. Valencia goes across to help Smalling. If he could just have took the extra touch and pull it a square, Bolasie would be one-on-one. He takes a shot, he snaps at it, always going wide.
He saw cup final glory there, Chris.
Headlines.
Saw the headlines, saw the glory, but didn't get the shot quite right from the angle, from the edge of the box. So it's 1-1, and we are now 45 seconds away from extra time. So it's going to be a late finish. Those returning to the northwest, as Crystal Palace play the ball back to Hennessy. Tomorrow on 5 Live from the northwest, from Manchester. 5:15 kick-off. You'll hear England's first warm-up match against Turkey. That is in full on 5 Live. But here it's the cup final, the Emirates FA Cup final, with Alan Pardew and Keith Millen, one of his assistants, preparing their thoughts for the team talk. Just like 1990, 26 years ago, in Crystal Palace's only other FA Cup final, which was also against Manchester United and also went to extra time. Throw-in for Manchester United. Here is Lingard, who plays it into the edge of the area towards Young, and then back to the halfway line it goes. And we've had the 5 minutes of added time. Daley Blind plays it up towards Martial, but the final whistle goes. And it will be extra time in the 2016 FA Cup final, because it's finished 1-1 with those 2 late goals in the last 12 minutes of the match from Jason Punchin, and then Juan Mata equalising 3 minutes later. So extra time, Chris.
Yeah, been a good, I wouldn't say it's a classic cup final. Manchester United dominating possession as we thought. It hit the woodwork twice. Palace obviously took a surprise lead, which you thought that would be the winner. Give Man United credit. Great run by Rooney, who's been very good today, I've got to say, and made a great goal for Mata to equalise. But it's just about your mind now, John. It's getting over that line. Stay strong in the head.
So more to come, because it is Crystal Palace 1, Manchester United 1, with extra time round the corner.
Well, I think Manchester United supporters would have been fascinated if they'd seen the close-ups of Louis van Gaal in that team talk before extra time. Animated? He almost went crazy, and he was pointing notably at Martial and at Rooney, whatever point he was making. So it's 1-1. Extra time that seemed likely in the Scottish Cup final wasn't necessary. Hibs scored in stoppage time to win that game against Rangers by 3-2, but extra time we have here at Wembley, as 26 years ago. But there'll be no replay at the end of the 30 minutes. If it's still level, we'll have penalty kicks to decide the outcome. Manchester United will kick off, attacking the end behind which the Crystal Palace fans are. And we're underway. 30 minutes to decide perhaps the FA Cup final before penalty kicks. Here's Lingard heading the ball on, but it's headed away by Palace, picked up by Rooney. Here's Carrick, Rooney again, and Rooney back to Blind. Palace have set up quite deep at the start of this extra time. On it comes towards the near side for United, to Valencia, who cuts inside. Punchin chases after him. The pass goes to Carrick. Carrick onto the edge of the penalty area, but no proper attempt by Martial to get into the box, and Palace counter-attack. It's on the far side of the field with Bolasie. Bolasie hooks it forward. Zaha's after it. Zaha brings it down. Edge of the penalty. Falls over. No penalty kick. Now he goes down. Still no penalty kick.
No.
Quite right, referee.
Mark Clattenburg got it right. You can probably argue with one decision today with Clattenburg. The rest of it he's got right for me. And it was a good counter-attack there. Zaha again, he's very reluctant to hit the ball early. He
should have made more of that.
Yeah, he likes to get the ball perfect, and unfortunately in football he can't do that. But I think we're just going to see again, Palace playing very deep, locked behind the ball. Can they hit Man United on the break? It's up to Man United to break this team down.
Here's Mariappa, who came on late in normal time for the injured Scott Dan, the final substitute in the game. 3 for each side have been used now. Here's Michael Carrick inside the centre circle, just taps it to his left, and Darmian on towards the far side to Martial. It's bizarre that Martial is playing in the left wing and Ashley Young's through the mid. It's ridiculous.
He must have a reason for it.
Well, he's the only one who knows why. I've seen it before. Martial, you know, he's terrific on the flanks, but he's surely a central striker.
I just wonder, Alan, because Palace are so deep, there's no space in behind to use his pace and what he's got. And is he a good link-up player? Is he a centre forward who comes off and links a player? I've not really saw him do that.
Martial, back to Darmian, into Rooney in the centre of the Crystal Palace half. On to Ashley Young, back to Martial once more. Martial looking to play a 1-2, but it came back off a Palace defender to Rooney. Rooney exchanges passes with Darmian. In it goes now to Lingard, back to Rooney. Manchester United dominating extra time so far, but still no penetration. Lingard to the right side, and Valencia. Fellaini's up on the edge of the penalty area, waiting for a cross, which eventually will come his way, presumably. It's with Michael Carrick. On to Blind. Everyone bar David De Gea is inside the Palace half. Darmian down the far side, level with the edge of the Palace penalty area. Now he plays it in far too deep, and it goes directly behind for a goal kick.
It is difficult. It becomes a sort of a practice game. This is like a training ground exercise where you get everybody basically 10 players behind the ball and say, can you break them down? And that's what it's been now. And Palace are quite happy now, I think. If you said Alan Pardew, this will go all the way. So a pen shootout, I think he'd take it.
Hennessy to take the goal kick for Crystal Palace, who led for just 3 minutes. When Punchin scored shortly after coming on as substitute, you thought that's the critical breakthrough. But Mata equalised. That was with 9 minutes of the regular 90 to go. Fellaini fouls Jedinek, and it's a free kick. Right edge of the centre circle. They look tired out there, both teams.
I think Man United look the fit of the two, I've got to say. They're dominating the ball, and you've got to think Palace have put an unbelievable shift in, discipline-wise and concentration levels, because they haven't really had the football for long periods.
Delaney's going to take this free kick. It's inches short of the halfway line, inside the centre circle. Played left-footed, hooked towards the right side, and well, really, Hartgill should have got that ball back properly into the penalty area. Instead, it was cleared by Manchester United. But Palace pick it up again. McCarthy. It's a little skirmish going on with two players on the far side. Meantime, the game goes on, and Palace with Zaha bring it into the United penalty area. Then it's cleared by United, and it bounces out of play for a throw-in. Well, Carrick looked as if he'd been fouled there, but none of the officials responded. Palace take the throw-in. Delaney hooks it on. Not a good ball. And now, oh goodness, that was a poor touch by Manchester United from Martial.
He's actually gone down the middle now, Martial.
About time too, we'd say. I don't think there's a Manchester United fan watching this can understand why Ashley Young be played through the middle when Martial's on the pitch. Here's Daley Blind, and Blind on his right foot hits the ball into the centre circle, headed back by Mariappa, picked up by Manchester United. Martial to Lingard, and now Rooney. Ashley Young where he should be, on one of the flanks. It's on the left side, takes up possession, runs towards the penalty area, into it, and then, oh dear, he slips, he crossed, but to no good effect, and it's behind for
he was stretching positive. I like the way Ashley Young runs at players. He's very direct. He gets at full-backs and just overruns it, and he's lost his stride pattern, and all of a sudden he's stretching for it, and away it goes behind the goal. But I don't know, it's a hard game to call, as Palace are defending very, very well.
So he brings on Ashley Young, he keeps Martial wide, we go into extra time, Martial's still wide, Ashley Young still through the middle, and within a couple of minutes he changes it. Should we applaud him for common sense? Well, this could be his last game in charge of Manchester United. Certainly if they lose this game, it's hard to see how he'd retain the job. Suarez, the left back for Crystal Palace, running down the left side and throws himself down, and it's not a free kick, that's a dive, sir.
That was terrible dive as well.
It's embarrassing. The throw-in goes to Fellaini. Fellaini just outside his own penalty area. Passes back to De Gea. De Gea clears it first time. High towards Martial, who's beaten in the air by Mariappa. Fellaini waited for it. Fellaini helps it on. Lingard tackled by Mariappa, and it's a handball according to the referee.
Yep,
free kick.
Lingard got that, puts his hand up and shouts for the handball. Mark Clattenburg gives it.
Inside the centre circle, not from that position, but Blind allowed to take it from the wrong position. And now it's with Martial. On to Ashley Young. down the left flank for Manchester United. Nearly 7 minutes gone in the first period of extra time. Ashley Young just outside the penalty area. Back to Darmian. Into Rooney on his right foot. Thinking about the shot. Drives it in wide.
Well, probably goes quite a way wide as well, but from where we're sitting it looked a good effort, didn't he? Did everything right. Sells a little dummy, and then he tries to wrap his right foot round it, aims for that top corner. Oh, it's well wide.
Goal kick. Little dispute there between Lingard and Punchin, and I think the referee wants to talk to both players. Fellaini's involved. Sir Bobby Charlton watching on with his wife from one of the seats high above us here. He doesn't look that happy. Oh, there's a little smile on Bobby's face. Maybe he senses that United will emerge with the trophy sometime over the next 20 minutes, 25 minutes if we need penalty kicks. The referee's still lecturing Punchin and Fellaini, and they shake hands. So the goal kick can be taken by Hennessy. Nearly 8 minutes gone in the first period of extra time. It remains as it was at the end of the 90. Crystal Palace 1, Manchester United 1. It's headed forward by Smalling, and that's going to run through again to Hennessy. Hennessy out of his penalty area though, just taps it to Delaney. And Delaney with Suarez on the halfway line to his left, but he plays it through the centre. And there's a jump there. The attempted header was to find Punchin. It didn't. Partly cleared. Jednek hooks it forward again on the volley. Then Young's pushed over, and that's a free kick. Young fouled by Ward. Good free kick taken by Carrick, sensibly. And on it goes from Lingard to Martial. To Lingard again. Fellaini waits in the penalty area. Lingard's now in the penalty. Plays it back. The Belgian shoots. Oh, goodness gracious. It deflected to Lingard. Lingard shot. Hits the defender. Looks over the crossbar to corner.
Well, Lingard looks very fresh coming on as a substitute, didn't he? Full of running. Gets a little bit of good fortune. Tries to pick out Fellaini. He really mishits it. Comes back to him. Another deflection over the crossbar. Corner.
Corner in front of the Palace fans. We certainly don't want Manchester United scoring, and certainly not at this end. Blint to take the corner. 6 minutes of the first period of extra time remain. You're listening to 5 Live in the World Service from the BBC. 6:06 delayed. Understandably, Kelly and Ian will wait. Played in by Blint. Straight, he thought, into the hands of Hennessy, but he sort of pushed the ball out of his penalty area. And now Rooney's there. Rooney wins it, finds Carrick. On it goes. The referee's already blown his whistle for a foul by Rooney. And Rooney is one of those Manchester United players who've been booked.
I think Martin Clattenburg knows that as well. Let's see the challenge. We've got the replay here. It looks a lot worse than what it was. He actually pulls up, he stops. Yeah, you got that right, Mark Clattenburg again.
Right, the Manchester United medical team, by the way, have told BBC Sport colleagues that Rashford, who hobbled off, is, quote, okay.
So it's just a bruise, isn't it? It was a stamp by Cabaye, caught him as he landed on him, so it'll just be bruised.
10 minutes have been played of the 30 minutes of extra time. Scoreline remains the same, 1-1. Crystal Palace and Manchester United here at Wembley, contesting the 2016 FA Cup final. It's gone behind for a goal kick to Manchester United. De Gea hasn't made that many saves, has he?
No one. And that was a comfortable save.
From a header.
He's not really been troubled at all now. Man United's dominated the football match, Alan. Obviously they've hit the woodwork twice. And
Fellaini's been
there you go. That's a shock.
Another aerial challenge by the Belgian that was deemed illegal. And it's, how many before you get booked? It's only a question of how many.
To be fair, he's not really caught. I think
he led with his hand and then his elbow.
He does it all the time, doesn't he?
Of Jednek.
He does it a lot, and he's had a lot of yellow cards through it.
Free kick in the centre circle for Crystal Palace. Delaney's going to take it. Massive players to aim at. It's played deep, headed away, dropping. Oh, the shot, goodness gracious! Balassi with a right foot shot, hit on the volley, and De Gea was scrambling, pushed it behind for a corner.
Well, he's got this on his lock-up, Balassi, hasn't he? He's very unpredictable. You don't know what you're going to get. He misshapes himself up, and I tell you what, that is a very good save by De Gea. That's going into the bottom corner. Initially,
I thought he reacted late, but he didn't.
Great
save, very good save. Goodness gracious, Balassi knows it. That was close to 2-1 for Palace. They've got a corner. Punchin's going to take it. from the Palace right-hand side. He's going to play it left-footed, swirling in towards the goal, towards the near post, but easily headed clear by Michael Carrick. And there's MacArthur on the far side of the field. He knows what it's like to be on a winning team in the FA Cup final. He was a winner with Wigan. Now it's driven towards Gale. Fellaini heads it away. That's dropping to Palace. The pass to Saha. Saha was lucky, I thought. He fouled the Manchester United player. Still on the attack here, Crystal Palace. Edge of the penalty area. It's with Bolasie. Unpredictable. You don't know what he's going to provide. Bolasie can't get the ball back to Saha, and in the end he fouls the Manchester United player, Michael Carrick, and it's a free kick.
As you say, Bolasie's got talent, he's exciting, you can see why the Palace fans like him, but he's so unpredictable.
By the way, the number for 606 is 0500 909 693. Free kick to Manchester United. You know, the first period of extra time, they sort of mirror each other all the time. Players are too cautious. They'd rather take penalty kicks.
Yeah,
if there's going to be a winning goal, it tends to happen in the second period.
Yeah.
And usually through a mistake. That looked like a foul on Fellaini, not given. Manchester United play the ball up in the direction of Ashley Young, headed away by Mariappa, collected by Rooney, taken down off his chest to the left of the penalty area. Rooney runs forward, he's into the penalty area now, and he's lost the ball, he falls down, it's a free kick. No, it's not, it's a goal kick.
Well,
and he has a right go at Mark Clattenburg.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit frustrated. Wayne Rooney's had a very good game, I think, today. He's looking for anything he can get here, doesn't he? Look.
Yeah.
He had an act as well defensively, and Rooney gets a little bit frustrated again.
Well, he'd better keep that frustration under control.
Yeah.
Or he'll be off. 90 seconds of the first period of extra time remaining. Crystal Palace 1, Manchester United 1 here, and 5 live on the World Service on the BBC. Pass of the ball on the halfway line. It's hit towards Bolasie. Bolasie knew he was in an offside position, so made no attempt to play the ball, and Darmian just lets it run out of play for a Manchester United throw-in. Darmian throws the ball back to his goalkeeper, De Gea. Gale sprints forward to make a challenge on the goalkeeper, and that put him off, and his clearance towards this near side, I thought it would down to play, but Lingard must have kept the ball in play, and now it's out of a Palace body for a Manchester United throw-in.
Lingard did well there, didn't get his kick right, and he's sprinted 20 yards to keep that in.
Valencia with a throw-in to Fellaini, and Fellaini to Carrick. Carrick on to Ashley Young, back to Rooney, and on to the far side, and Darmian, promising for Manchester United down the left side. Darmian close to the Palace penalty area, passes back to Rooney on his right foot, thought about shooting, changed his mind. 30 seconds left in the first period of extra time. Now it's with Valencia, cutting in from the right side, on his left foot, shoots, it took a deflection, still fall for a United player, didn't quite, and should be clear, and is cleared. Up to Bolasie. Oh, Bolasie pulled down by Smalling. He's got to be sent off here.
Enough.
Smalling, second yellow card, red card. Manchester United down to 10 men.
I've got to say, sometimes what goes through your head as a player? He's on a yellow, he's 70 yards from goal. He's got players behind the ball, Smalling. Alright, there's a counter-attack, there's a good chance of a good counter-attack, and he goes and pulls him down in front of the referee's eyes. What goes through your head?
And Mark Clattenburg had absolutely no decision to make. It was just a clear foul challenge, a clear yellow card. I mean, he tried to bring Bolasie down. Initially, Bolasie tried to regain his footing, and then Carrick pulled at his ankle, pulled him down, made sure that Bolasie didn't get clear. Red card.
Absolutely crazy. What goes through players' heads?
Free kick taken high towards the Manchester United penalty area. Now they've got to regroup. Darmian's gone into the centre of defence. It's Rooney who's a left back, is he? Goodness, they've got a corner here.
No, Rooney, excellent again. But I can't get Chris Smalling there. If it was, last minute goal scoring opportunity, you think, well, you've took one for the team, I understand what you've done. You're 70 odd yards away from the goal. Absolutely crazy.
Well, that's the end of the first period of extra time, and perhaps a key moment. Smalling sent off, but it's still 1-1.
Thanks, Mark. Crystal Palace will get the second half of extra time underway, and it's going to be Darmian and Blint in central defence, and Ashley Young at left back, and Valencia continuing at right back. So that's the way that Manchester United have changed it round after Chris Smalling's sending off. Smalling, the 4th player to be sent off in an FA Cup final, as Ryan Giggs is down there on the coaching area trying to whip up the crowd, doing a Klopp. Well, it didn't work for Liverpool on Wednesday night, but he's trying to summon whatever help Manchester United can get with the 10 men from the thousands of Manchester United supporters who are still in here.
I just think it might work in the favour, John, just simply because Palace have got to come out. They've got the advantage of a player. Man United's got to sit back a little bit more. It may just leave a few more gaps for Manchester United.
Fellaini's kicked the ball straight up in the air. They get a second chance though to play it back into central defence to Blind, who will clear from the ground. Long downfield, and Delaney's going to allow that to run. Now the other 3 players who've been sent off in FA Cup finals, Chris: Kevin Moran, you'll remember famously the first one. Jose Antonio Reyes, and also Pablo Zabaleta in the Wigan final 3 years ago. So Chris Smalling has joined that list, 2nd yellow card, and as Alan and Chris and Philip said, really, what was Chris Smalling thinking of? Since he was inside the
I don't get it. I know you can get frustrated a little bit. You've missed the ball, but Bolasie was...
Here come Palace with Zaha, plays it through to Gale. Gale with a shot, it's blocked by De Gea. He stabbed it goalwards with his left foot, and it was blocked by the Manchester United goalkeeper. And now Ashley Young is in, Bolasie's in there as well. Valencia too, and Valencia just about managed to get himself back onto the right side of Bolasie to block it behind for a corner.
Dwight Gale for me, he's got to hit that first time. It's a away to ball, Zaha just rolls him in. He's on, hit it there. He didn't. He has a touch with his left foot. That killed it.
That gave De Gea the chance to make the blocking save, which he did. That's another important save by De Gea after that save from Bolasie earlier.
He's got cramp now.
Bolasie, down, and he's being hauled to his feet. Yeah, he's okay. He's able to continue. So the 2 teams, as in the second half of normal time, attacking towards the ends where their own supporters are. So all of the Crystal Palace fans are horseshoed around where this corner is taken by Punchin. In it goes, it bounces down, and Gale swung a leg at it, didn't get any sorts of contact, and Manchester United cleared it away. And then Lingard is bundled over by MacArthur, and that's going to be another yellow card.
Yep, rightly so. Took one for the team there.
How many yellow cards now? Bearing in mind, it was Mark Clattenburg who was the referee in the Battle of Stamford Bridge when he booked the 9 Tottenham players. There are 9 yellow cards, and also the red card. Here is Blind with a free kick to Carrick. Carrick now looks for Rooney, who's out here on the left-hand side. Ryan Giggs still there in the coaching area. Alan Pardew's been there throughout in his blue suit with his blue rose on the lapel. 1-1, Crystal Palace 1, Manchester United 1. And Darmian nearly fell over.
His high heels still.
Darmian plays it back to De Gea, who chips it out towards the left-hand side to Young. There was no one anywhere near Darmian there when he stumbled. Oh, and then Ward takes his eye off the ball and allows the ball to bounce out of play on the halfway line. It's the classic FA Cup final late in extra time scenario where you have some very, very tired players.
Yeah, run the clock down.
Rooney plays it infield towards Carrick, who is blocked on the ball by MacArthur, who's just been yellow carded, but it's only a free kick, no more than that. So Michael Carrick, 34 years old, nearly 35, Michael Carrick. This might be his last game for Manchester United. Here is Lingard now to the edge of the area. Lingard on the left-hand side of the box. 2 Palace players with him. Does well, gets it over. Then the header is sent wide by Michael Carrick, who was arriving on the edge of the 6-yard box. Tried to glance it across Hennessy. Did that, but glanced it 3 feet wide.
Oh, what a story that would have been. Lingard does ever so well. Doesn't panic. Just whips it in. Carrick arrives. Perfect timing. And Michael Carrick, he'll be very disappointed he hasn't scored there.
Goal kick, Crystal Palace. The score's 1-1. Penalties, a distinct possibility in the cup final. But still 10 minutes to play of extra time. And here's Valencia for Manchester United on the right wing. Takes it on, gets a fortunate bounce. Still going. Valencia drives it low across, aiming for Martial. And then the ball is volleyed in brilliantly by Lingard. Jesse Lingard, it flew past Hennessy into the back of the Palace net. And Manchester United are now in control. Palace 1, Manchester United 2, and Jesse Lingard, boyhood Manchester United fan, may have just scored the goal that wins his team the FA Cup.
Yeah, we'll say that happens. Palace have got nothing to lose now. They're going to have to put the ball in the box. They're a bit short on Hates and Smalling went off, but what a finish this is by Lingard. Very bright, very lucky not to start the game, but since he's come on, very bright. Puncheon could have done better on Valencia on the challenge, and he whistles it in, comes back to him, never has time to think about it. As soon as it comes back, he reacts, right foot volley, just on the edge of the 18-yard box, just inside, top corner. Absolute class finish.
Well, he caught that, goodness me. He caught it so sweetly on his right foot.
Oh, it's a wonderful finish. And it's funny, they go down to 10 men, Palace switch off. It may think, well, we've got over the lane here, 11 against 10. Man United take the game to them, get the rewards.
And we saw some animation from Louis van Gaal as well, who's actually there now on the edge of the coaching area. Oh, and he almost trips over the bottles of water that are down there. Won't be the first time he'd gone to ground this season, but he stayed on his feet this time. And he may have guided his team now to within sight of the FA Cup, but back come Palace! Jedinak with a shot from just outside the D. But De Gea, I think, might have been beaten by had it not bounced narrowly wide.
He's lucky how we're getting a replay. Hits it nice and early. Oh, I think De Gea might have just got his right hand to it, but it goes a couple of yards past the post. I think they had it covered. But Palace, what they got now, may as well stick the centre half up front and go direct. They're not going to play around this Manchester United team.
So Manchester United scoring that second goal in the 111th minute. So scoring the goal 6 minutes after Chris Smalling was sent off. Jesse Lingard, who I thought played well in the semi-final here for Manchester United against Everton, but when it came to the final, Jesse Lingard, in what's really been his breakthrough season as a Manchester United first teamer, came on as a substitute and has perhaps made the decisive contribution.
You'll not forget that goal, John. What a goal to score if it wins the game.
So Jesse Lingard is he pulled his shirt off as well, which I presume meant that he was yellow carded too. I didn't see that happen.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Ball is played forward by Crystal Palace, who've been stunned by that. And Ward plays it forward. Carrick's been fouled by Zaha, who complains about it. Referee Clattenburg will walk calmly across and just have a little word. So 2-1 to Manchester United, 5 live in the World Service. Let's bring in Philip Neville from outside the box with a view from you, Philip, on that outstanding finish from Jesse Lingard.
Well, I'm just watching a replay of it now. He couldn't have hit it absolutely any better. Just pure instinctive when it came back to him from a clearance. Unbelievable strike from Jesse. He was unlucky not to start the game. Crystal Palace have got to throw the kitchen sink now. They've just got to gamble and throw men forward.
Crystal Palace 1, Manchester United 2. The lines are open for 606 0500 909 693 to talk to Ian Wright, who's with Kelly Cates for 606 today. Get in touch now at 5 Live Sport. Here's De Gea clearing downfield into the centre circle where Delaney got his head to it. The time already running out for Crystal Palace against the 10 men of Manchester United. United dropping deep, allowing Crystal Palace to have it inside their own half. Ward will carry it forward over the halfway line, finds Rooney in front of him, and then Jedinak goes back into his own half. They're not panicking yet, Crystal Palace. Alan Pardew moving edgily from foot to foot. Puncheon on the left-hand side. Crystal Palace led with 9 minutes to go, but now find themselves losing by 2 goals to 1. Jedinak with a angle pass out here to the right-hand side. Ashley Young now at left-back. He started up front when he came on as a substitute. Now he's playing at left-back.
There's a few Palace players feeling it though. There's a horse getting cramped all the time, and Delaney, he's definitely feeling it as well.
Ball played forward by Bolasie. Young there just volleys it high across his own penalty area, doesn't put it out of play. So the left-back Suarez onto this for Crystal Palace, and he crosses into the backside of Valencia, deflected out for a throw-in. 6 yards back from the corner flag, taken into the area by Bolasie, who has handballed it, and it's a free kick to Manchester United. Chris Waddle.
Yeah, frustration for Palace. You've got to say, probably, over the game, the course of the game, Now, if it stays like this, you've got to say Man United have edged it. You give Palace a lot of credit for their spirit, but Manchester United's dominated possession, hit the bar, hit the post, and had the best chances. He's had one save De Gea, second one was, they've scored. It's overall, Man United, I think, have been a better side.
A couple of important saves from De Gea, though, from Bolasie and from Gale. But Manchester United are defending here as Crystal Palace win a throw-in on the far side. An ominous sign for the Crystal Palace fans, because the stewards with the ropes are coming into position just to our left on the steps. That's where the players will go up into the next tier above us. That's where the Duke of Cambridge is, waiting to present the trophy. And this Crystal Palace throw breaks down on the far side of the field, and they end up conceding a throw. And now Wayne Rooney also showing signs of tiredness, stretching his feet wide apart on the edge of the D. Throwing to Manchester United. 10 men of Manchester United. Throwing taken by Valencia up towards, that's Jedinak who heads it forward, and then Darmian in central defence. The emergency central defender heads it out of play. Ryan Giggs and Louis van Gaal still in the coaching area. Crystal Palace coming forward, a touch from Gale, blinters across there and just volleys it away, whacks it away out onto the far side where Suarez keeps it in. I don't think we've seen Louis van Gaal in the coaching area for as long as this, in the whole of this season.
They've got deeper and deeper, Manchester United.
Ward plays it through, that's a lovely ball towards Zaha, but De Gea comes out, narrows the angle, smothers the ball and actually holds it as well and stays down. Zaha tried to work it away from him, the two came together. De Gea is motioning that he took a bang on the head there as Zaha fell down over him.
It's a great ball by Ward, great run by Zaha. There's a collision, isn't it? Zaha's done nothing wrong, he's gone for the ball. Give De Gea credit, very brave, spreads himself big, and it's a collision.
They've collided at pace. De Gea coming out to the side of his 6-yard box. Zaha absolutely sprinting there, and the two of them have arrived at the same moment. However, it also has the added bonus for Manchester United of just helping to kick the clock down. Mark Clattenburg is right there, making sure that everything is okay with him, and we'll have to be careful in these sort of situations. It's easy to say time's being wasted, but I think referee Clattenburg still speaking to De Gea, just checking to see he's okay, but he is. So no stretcher will be needed. 2-1 to Manchester United, and we've got 2 minutes, plus probably 2 minutes of added time, I would think, after that lengthy stoppage. So it's not over yet for Crystal Palace, but time's beginning to disappear. Manchester United just a couple of minutes away from joining Arsenal as the 12-time winners of the great competition. Palace. An offside flag against Bolasie or Gale, and it's a Manchester United free kick that Valencia has accidentally miscontrolled on the far side. 90 seconds to go, plus added time. Crystal Palace. It's easy to sit here and say they need to show signs of urgency. I think the minds are willing, but perhaps the bodies are not. De Gea takes the free kick for Manchester United up towards Martial. Lingard, who might be the FA Cup winning goal scorer. Lingard wins a throw-in. Cheers from Manchester United. They must have feared it wasn't going to be their day when Jason Puncham volleyed Crystal Palace into the lead in the 78th minute of this match. But despite the sending off of Chris Smalling for 2 yellow cards, Manchester United have been able to turn it around. And Louis van Gaal, whether there's going to be news tonight, tomorrow, next week about what exactly is going to happen in terms of his managerial position, if anything, well, we'll find out. But he is moments away from winning a trophy as Manchester United's manager. Here's Zaha though, trying to do something about it, manages to wriggle away from Ashley Young, and then Zaha does well. He's away from Carrick, and Zaha to the edge of the area, but shoots well over the top of the bar.
Well, wonderful run, wonderful skills to get to the area he got to, edge of the box. But like Bolasie, you just don't know what you're going to get. Exciting players to watch. You can see why the fans enjoy watching the way they play, but end product again lets them down.
Well, it's important now. Neil Swarbrick shows 2 minutes of added time, so Crystal Palace probably have time maybe for one more chance, maybe for one more chance. I think some Manchester United supporters probably have had no choice but to head back to the northwest. Might not be here for the moment of triumph, but the vast majority are still here. Crystal Palace's fans as well. It looks as though it's going to be 2 FA Cup finals, 2 defeats, both against Manchester United for Crystal Palace, whose wait for that first major honour will go on. But a long ball pumped forward. Oh, De Gea chose to punch it away. Thought he might have caught that. Zaha, he swings it back in, right across the penalty area, but beyond Gale, and that will just dribble out of play on the far side. And there is 1 minute and 15 seconds left, Chris Waddle.
I was surprised with De Gea there. He didn't really catch that, and he was under no pressure. I thought he would have just got his arms around it, run the clock down.
Throw into Manchester United. And we are now into the final minute of added time. Mariappa plays it back towards Hennessy. Crystal Palace have simply got the lead men forward. It's pumped high and long. Offside because Delaney had come back from an offside position, challenged for it against Fellaini. And
Manchester United did that well. They got up, they cleared the lanes, they got up, they left players in.
So it's a free kick for Manchester United, and De Gea in absolutely no hurry at all to take this. Entirely understandably, the whistles from the Manchester United fans who are waiting to acclaim an FA Cup final victory. De Gea takes the free kick, still we play on and make it 15 seconds to go. Crystal Palace have got to get it forward, and they've got to get it forward quickly, and they've played it to Zaha on the right, and Zaha plays it infield, but he plays it into Carrick, and then Lingard is there, and Lingard has the final touch of this FA Cup final, and how fitting that is, because he scored a brilliant winner in extra time. Jesse Lingard for Manchester United's 12th FA Cup victory. It's their first trophy since Sir Alex Ferguson retired as the manager, and if it is to be Louis van Gaal's last match as manager, well, he's finishing with a trophy. Crystal Palace's players are down and out. They were leading with 9 minutes of normal time to play, but despite the sending off of Chris Smalling, Manchester United have come through and they've won it, and the Manchester United players are celebrating in a huddle near the centre circle. It has been Manchester United's day. Crystal Palace 1, Manchester United 2 after extra time.